Yo! Yo, yo, yo! How's it going? Gamers, what's up? Welcome to the stream. We have a waiting stream today. It's honestly just, I'm just waiting. I'm just fucking waiting. That's it. I'm just fucking waiting. We're just waiting on the goddamn content cop. That's it. That's all we're doing. That's all we're waiting for. Okay. I just fixed some stuff on Twitch. Just changed one of the settings. Just getting a check-in at 3 o'clock just to see if it was like an auto upload. That's pretty much the only like drama-related thing. That's pretty much the only drama-related thing I have ready for today. What up, Etron? What up? But yeah, other than that, we're just gonna do some fucking Yakuza. Yeah, we're gonna do some Yakuza until it drops, and then we'll watch it. We'll watch it, and we'll see if my prediction is right. I made the call out. I made the prediction that it's gonna be on Sam Hyde, and he's gonna talk about all of the Marky stuff and all the fucking pedo allegations for Sam Hyde, and it's gonna be good. That's my expectation. That's just what I believe. I think it'll be really good. I am hopeful. I know iDubbbz is washed. I know he's dog shit. I know he's garbo. I know he smells. I know he's bad. But I'm hoping that this one video from him, I stream it into the void. I need to figure out how to like make it an upload. I guess what I could try to do is like cut out the part or like highlight the part from the VOD and then make that into a video. But the problem is I need to get thumbnail or like make a thumbnail for it. And I don't know how to make thumbnails. Alright, let's open up our notes. Open up speedrun, live split. I said eventually, one of these days, I'm gonna like actually get consistent and get ready to like make proper thumbnails. I think I have GIMP even downloaded. Don't I have GIMP even downloaded? Yeah, I have GIMP downloaded. I just haven't used it. I just haven't fucking used it. But yeah, I definitely need to start uploading more. Or actually uploading videos, because that's like the main way to like get the channel like going with some of the momentum. Alright, we gotta run. Yeah, let's just start off. Let's just grind out some runs. Why the fuck not? Yeah, I think the only editing that I would end up doing is just like cutting out any slurs or dead air. That's probably the only part that I like don't know how to do. Like, do you really need like a super high-end video editing software for that, or just can it be done with the YouTube Studio thing? I'm hoping it's the latter, because I really don't want to like download, what is it, Sony? Oh, he was about to attack. Sony Vegas, not Vegas, but any video editing software. Super simple cut and clean of your Kingdom Hearts 1 blind play. Yeah, yeah. What did you end up using with it? DaVinci Resolve? Okay. Yeah, I should probably download that. I should probably download that. It's not like I'm gonna try to do big good edits. You know, at the end of the day, what I'm gonna be doing is like just mainly stream slop content, so I'm okay with being a slopper. I'm okay with being considered slop. That's fine for me. I wasn't feeling that one. I was not feeling that one. But I guess, like, it is the most accessible and easy to do video edits now. Like, all you have to do is just make a thumbnail, just cut out some content. I don't know. That's always been the hardest part for me. It's like actually getting the drive or motivation to do it, I guess. But yeah, we're just right now waiting on the content cop to drop. Yeah, they're all modeled off of real people. Yeah. It was like some boxers, not boxer, but like wrestler, I think, right? Oh, fuck off, Nagamo. We'll run it. We'll run it. I actually... Nope, I was about to say, I actually have ran Dead Souls, but I do own Dead Souls, and there, I think, is maybe a highlight of it? Maybe not. I have played Dead Souls. The problem with oh my god, please just get these cutscene skips. The problem with Dead Souls is that it runs so shittily. But I think there's some other speedrunners of Dead Souls. I don't remember who they are. But I do remember there were a lot of Dead Souls speedrunners back when I was still more active in the community. Dude, these cutscene skips are so bad right now. Alright, so we gotta talk to all the kids. Cool. With a 51, dude, my main issue is I haven't been able to get the camera working in that area like I normally have. I don't know why. The camera's been a big issue for the orphanage section. But like my angles are just completely wrong on there. Anyway, for all of the stairs, what we're going to try to end up doing today is just going at them on, like, the corner. It's the fastest way to get through the stair sections. Seriously? Dude, this run sucks. This run sucks. Oh my god, what? Was I mashing too quickly? To where it wasn't even registering? I do get the feeling that this run is going to be a, I don't know. It's not a D-Rust, but I'm not, like, in the zone like it was last night. And this run might be, 100% an example of that. I don't think I've ever seen him. This is like twice now that that guy's hit me. And it's like broken off the fucking item. That sucks. Perfect. Oh my god. Oh, oh man. Oh, I forgot to ping the Discord. If this run dies, I'll ping the Discord. I guess when this run dies, I'll ping the Discord. Fuck, man. Just getting a 54 actually blows. Please. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, this run is bad. I already want to reset this. I mean, we could save it. We could save it in the taxi section. Because we had 0 taxis for this whole run. Or I guess last run. Bro. The fucking door. Yeah, everything's going wrong this run. I don't know, my movement's a bit sloppier than normal. Could it be the FOV that's the reason? I have no idea. Yeah, my movement's really sloppy right now. You see, now was that so difficult to do? Yeah, I mean, we could potentially get this with a God Taxi. Yeah, we're already like 15 seconds behind. That's crazy. Just with like small, small unoptimal movement. I mean, we could still save time. Bro. Getting a 3-hitter there is fine. It's not ideal. No encounters? Alright, cool. Let's just hope that all of the other encounters for the rest of this chapter go well. Alright, that was good. That was good? Ooh, perfect. Perfect. Now I'm just hoping that Ed goes well. Please, I moved up, game. What the fuck? Dude, this chapter 1 sucks. This chapter 1 sucks. This run might just go into the void, honestly. Oh my fucking god. Bro. Okay. So fucking bad. Like, so fucking bad. Like, the main problem with this game is, or I guess with this whole series, is that if one thing goes wrong, you just lose so much time. Oh my fucking god. Alright, we got the chase sequence. Next, we're going to be coming up to the Taxi RNG section. Love this section. This section's awesome. You know, maybe I'm just tired. Maybe I'm just tired. I did have to take, like, a bit of an energy drink, like, right before stream. Just because I was yawning and actually, like, dozing off. Alright, now we just reset for Taxi. Oh my god, please. I'm pressing the buttons right. Yeah, like that. It's supposed to be like that. I'm not gonna do that one. I'm not doing this run. I'm not doing it. We would have still been red. We would have still been red. It's not, there's no point. There's actually just no point. Come on. Alright, I'll take that. I'll take that. It's just time to lock in now. It's just time to focus and lock in. Crazy how much more of like a difference this makes. That's crazy. Oh, I forgot to make the announcement in the Discord. I do. I do. Because I'm excited. I'm genuinely really excited about that video, or about this video. Because it's also going to be good content. It's going to be good content regardless. Whether it's like what I want it to be, which is on Sam Hyde, or if it's just a self-flagellation like, hey guys, I'm so sorry for saying the N-word like 7 years ago. The Content Cop videos, they were just about hatred and bigotry, and they didn't actually have any merit or points to them. Also, what's up, gamer? Hope you're doing well. Dude, I don't know. I don't know where the fucking video is. We're in the waiting room stream, all right? Bro, if it doesn't come out until like 7, I'm gonna be pissed. I think he's waiting. I think that's what he's doing, chat. I think iDubbbz, iCucks, I think he's waiting for me to end stream before he uploads it. That's it. Hey, Hoxie. But dude, I'm waiting for that Content Cop, all right? And the minute it drops, oh boy. I think it's about Sam Hyde. Personally, I think it's about Sam Hyde. I went over yesterday for like an hour and a half as to why I think it's going to be about Sam Hyde. And I gave my reasonings. And the main thing is just the Marky stuff. Like the big pedophile accusations. Do you think it's on H3? Alright. I don't think so, because if it is on H3, I know it's probably, or a lot of people want it on H3. Just because of like Hassan's audience and iDubbbz is like friendly with them, but to like the greater YouTube community, he's just going to be seen as like a backstabber now of like his friends, which is why I don't really see that line. Dude, I hope it's not about IP shit with that. Three swings? Alright, whatever. I hope it's not about Israel-Palestine shit. Oh. Gamer, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. You can't be saying that. You can't be saying that. Listen, Gamer's been on edge. Gamer's been on edge. He's been throwing swing. He's been swinging this whole stream. Man, 3 swings again. Whatever. It's not even Ian Kane anymore. It's Ian Jomha. It's Ian Jomha. Are you fucking kidding me? I could vending machine this. Why? Why do I keep doing this? Classic. But yeah, I'm confident. I'm confident it's gonna be on like the Sam Hyde and Marky stuff. Because there's a person who made like an hour and like 30-minute video going over it, and apparently that guy sent it to Anissa like recently. So maybe. Okay. Bro. Alright, we're gonna have to grab another one. Yeah. I did not have time. Yeah, and he got felted in fees, and he got absolutely destroyed by Sam. I could totally see it as, like, iDubbbz is trying to pay for his crimes of revitalizing Sam Hyde's career, and he feels like it's a justified target. That's the only reason. Oh, throw it? Okay. Akiyama, I guess, fucking carried me there. And I just didn't realize. Yeah, whatever. Really bad fight. Really bad Ed fight. Yeah, I've seen them all. I've seen all of his documentaries. Oh, well, we did have, like, a save and reload, which took a while. But also that Ed fight sucked. Yeah, and then I made the joke that, man, iDubbbz has done a lot for Sam Hyde's career. He's interviewed 2 people from Fish Tank. But What the fuck? Alright, bro. Alright, bro. Nah. What the fuck? Disagree. What the fuck? Alright. Too far. Too far. Man, this gamer is swinging today. Average YouTube chatter mindset. What the fuck, man, dude? No. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. I don't even know how to fucking... Alright, whatever. Put the user in timeout. Alright, you're getting in timeout, buddy. You're getting in timeout. And there ended up being a taxi here. Whatever. Come on. Come on. You're pushing it. You were good when you were fucking giving me YouTube drama, like, shit that's going on, but come on now. Cool off for a bit. But I did actually subscribe to iDubbbz just so I could see it on my feed, right? Just so I could get the notification as to when the video goes live, but... yeah. I really have to figure out... I really gotta figure out to do, like, videos about, like, the drama shit. Like, I'm pretty sure my stream from yesterday could have been, like... a good piece of content, a good hour and a half, like, content of uploading, or, of, like, why the content cop should be on Sam Hyde. So, was talking with Etrin, and he just told me to download DaVinci Resolve. Oh my god. Total retard war with Nagamo right here. I mean, yeah, he's gonna announce it, but like, you know, this way I'm able to be there. I'm able to be there and be square. All right. Why are you walking again? Okay. Not bad. Not bad. You know, I guess one of the issues of having the multi-stream chat, like, through OBS is you don't really have full moderation control of, like, both chats. Like, it gives you a very limited selection of, like, the mod controls for both Twitch and YouTube. Which is, I guess, an issue. But I guess I could just, like, pop out both chats or whatever on OBS. Instead of doing the multi-stream chat. Okay. Nice. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's either going to be on Sam Hyde. There's probably like a 20% chance, 20 maybe 15% chance it's going to be Content Cop iDubbbz, you know, where he's going to make it about himself. Because a year ago, or I guess 2 years ago, he uploaded a video saying that, like, nobody deserves that level of, like, vitriol, harassment, and hate. And that he's apologized for doing the Content Cop stuff. So I don't know if even Sam would be, like, the justified target. But I'm sure no iDubbbz would, like, be able to think that he's the justified target for him. I will say, there was a YouTuber called Big Bungie who did, Content Cop on Ian Jomha, and it was probably the best, like, dismantling of iDubbbz I've seen. I do love Big Bungie. Too bad he is banned, unfortunately. Banned but not forgotten. But I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. I hope the video is going to be really good regardless. But I think the best way it would be good is that if it's on Sam Hyde talking about the Marquee stuff. Because also the main issue that I have with Content Cop iDubbbz is he kind of already did that with the I Miss the Old iDubbbz video. That was his very annoying self-flagellation piece where he apologized to everybody and he apologized to Tana for the Content Cop videos. Nice. So, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful it's good. I guess I could have picked up the knife, but 4 swings here really sucks. It's H3? Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, no, dude. Oh, no. Dude, I'm so mad. It should have been Sam. It should have been Sam. Whatever. My total retard war with Sam Hyde will carry out some other day. Total, it's an hour long. Bro, this is gonna be so long. I hope it's not too Israel-Palestine related. Oh, fuck off. Oh, fuck. Okay. Alright. Well, it's time. It's time. On H3 reaction. Yep. It's fucking time. Alright. Time to ping the fucking Discord. Time to ping the fucking Discord. Time to actually ping the Discord. Bro, why would it be? Why would it... That's so shitty that it's H3. I'm actually seething. I'm so annoyed. Like it could have been good. I'm so fuck off me. I'm copying the link to post it in the Discord. I'm so annoyed that it's on H3. Oh, that means he's just a backstabber now. That means he's just a backstabber. This sucks. Alright. Here we fucking go. Hopefully it's not so much on Israel-Palestine. If it's on any of that shit, I'm not talking about it. I'm just skimming over it because I don't care. If it's the Rice Gum thing, that could be sick. I hope he does a song.
Is surprisingly dangerous. Consider the destination. The beach is surprisingly dangerous. Consider the
Wait, it doesn't fucking make sense. I paused it? It doesn't fucking make sense because literally like 2 weeks ago, he talked about on his podcast with Uncle Dane the fact that like he didn't want to do it on Ethan. He didn't want to get involved in this shit.
He was not a baby killer. Actually,
accusing
Ethan of killing his dog is maybe too far because they have mobilized such an insane.
I'm also going to be biased. I'm 100% going to be biased here. I do think that the harassment towards Ethan is unjustified.
That anybody who says any fucking thing, they will attempt to ruin their lives. And once again, I'm the crazy one. It's not bad enough that I have this group of people.
What we do here is go back.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it must be about 100% Israel-Palestine. Fucking hell. Also, I want to point out, he did go to Australia. A couple months ago to visit Max and Chad, and I'm kind of upset that they're not in the opening so far. I really would have thought that he would have, at least done something, but I guess that meant that would have had to been planned. And this isn't like a spur of the moment, I made this in a month type thing. Hassan 100% has brainwashed him. He's actually so far gone now. Oh boy. Dude, we're a minute in and it's already Hassan Piker. All right.
What's up, everybody? I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the Hassan broadcast coming to you live from a cloudy day here in California, Los Angeles. We're live on our boys, girls, and MBs. I'm having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. I have a very important announcement. I've finally done it. I watched Ethan Klein's content nuke, and I'm not going to call it context puke as I normally do because the reality of the matter is
That's fake chat. Wait, I'm pretty sure that's a fake chat in the top right. He got Hassan to record this segment for him. He's also not using the stream camera. This is his like offline YouTube camera.
Was brilliant. Nothing was out of context. Everything was correct. I am an Islamist, fundamentalist, radical terrorist. I am a vicious anti-Semite. It's true.
Oh,
Most
God.
importantly, Ethan is more attractive than me, both physically and also mentally. I've been lying
That's actually
about
so
everything.
cringe. That's actually so cringe that he got Hassan to record this part offline, off stream, and add a fake chat. Oh,
Including my
that's so
glasses.
cringe.
They're fake. He was right about that. That's not even in the content nuke. And he was right about that too. How did he know everything?
but are we gonna talk about the small head accusations? How much of us? Okay. Not the small
How?
head accusations. Tiny head accusations.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Time to be awake, Ethan.
Wake up, Ethan.
Oh no, Denims too? No way.
Ethan, the dumb bitch is telling you to wake up.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up.
Frogan? Dude, Frogan's gotten skinny. I have no hate to him. Sean the Black as well?
Since anyone? Just wake up.
Wake up.
Yep.
Wake up.
Yep.
Wake up. Wake up, Ethan.
I'm not going to do a react content yet, chat.
I'm listening. Nobody's told you to wake up, Ethan.
Yummy, I love Sabra hummus.
Time to wake up, Ethan.
What the fuck is this opening, dude?
Wake up, Ethan.
Wake up.
Wake up, Ethan.
Bro.
Just wake up.
Well, if you haven't made up your mind yet on what side Idubs is taking on the whole Twitch versus Ethan, well, now you go. Now you have it. You have literally all of these people going after one man. One man. Absolutely insane.
All right.
This
I
isn't-
didn't plan on making a
This isn't Content Cop anymore. This isn't Content Cop anymore.
content cop on H3. It sounds very stupid even saying that. H3
Man.
content cop, iDubbbz. Ethan Klein's out of control. And then you should do a content cop on Hassan Piker. Content cop on Sargon of Akkad. If I would imagine this in 2016, I would have been like, oh yeah, if I ever do that, it's gotta be because I lose the plot. Well, it turns out it's not me losing the plot, it's Ethan. He's the one who fucking attacked first.
My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
All right, guys, I'm gonna tell you.
Weren't all of that in response to Anissa? Wasn't all of this in response to Anissa and Ian staying quiet when literally all of his friends were attacking him, calling CPS on Ethan? I'm pretty sure all of this was around that same time. And he's saying that they attacked first. I mean, you would probably assume that like your friends would back you up saying like, no, I actually hung out with these guys are my friends. No, they haven't. No, their kids don't have Jardia. No. Oh my fucking God, bro.
Story about Ethan Klein. I know some of you have been following him, but there's a lot of people who might not be familiar with the background, with his podcast, with what's been going on over the past couple of years. So Ethan, as you know, is a content creator who has a podcast.
That was literally the biggest part of why I actually like made a fucking first video about Ethan, was because I thought that it was extremely unjustified to have like this rumor spread from all of these big streamers, right? This fake rumor spread by all of these big streamers, and to have CPS fucking called on your family.
Where he says
So
all sorts
intrusive.
of outrageous stuff Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's fucked up. He's had shows with
Bobby
all sorts
Plush,
of different
Bobby Plush.
controversial characters. He's had a show with Trisha Paytas. He's had a show with Hassan Piker. In doing so, he's gathered a ton of different audiences.
Yep,
Now,
yep.
in his podcast with Hassan, Leftovers, they would mostly talk about surface level progressive shit and make fun of right-wingers.
And you're telling me he didn't flick their dick once at least?
Oh, that's 100 shavers. You trans women. I say, oh no!
And it was mostly that until they actually had to reckon with a very serious topic. I would say that Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that topic.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Palestinian people living in the
Oh,
West Bank
fuck.
are subjected to these
Alright.
horrific conditions, horrific living conditions by the state of Israel, America's greatest ally and the only democracy in the Middle East, if you ask Republicans and even liberals.
Well, the dance he invented was
Exactly. That's literally fucking it. That's literally fucking it.
Israeli settlers are trying to evict Palestinian families in occupied East Jerusalem. The United Nations says that that may be a war crime. It literally
Yeah, it's
is.
crazy. It's crazy how the streamer who like streams for 10 hours a day talking about politics is going to have more clips of him talking about current political issues than comedian streamer.
Just eating the
Crazy.
toppings. And the pizza looked like a burn victim. It was all disgusting.
I don't know if you can make that joke in 2021.
Why?
It's insensitive to burn victims.
I think it's a good analogy. It's a powerful image.
Ethan was not prepared for this. Ethan, the whole time, is more of the goof guy. And that's fine, you know? We don't expect Ethan to be an
Absolutely
expert on
wild.
the topic. Ethan was obviously caught in this tricky situation where he is extremely sympathetic to the Israeli cause and what's happening to
Oh,
them.
fuck.
His wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the other hand, he's
Oi, this fucking Jew likes the state of Israel.
just got
Let's
done
go.
capturing a massive progressive
I hear you,
audience
Ian. I
who
hear
are
you, Ian
very
Items.
politically savvy. They follow Hassan. Hassan is strictly a political streamer, so this is something they're very keyed into. So when they see Ethan say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're gonna call it out.
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
So this massive progressive audience that Ethan has, adopted over the years, they're becoming increasingly critical of his position because now he's talking about it not on Leftovers, he's now talking about it on his podcast.
What I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it like it's some super racist, crazy, like Jim Crow style of society. Like, I can't wait to show you guys.
The other day, BB fired
Oh.
a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
So Ethan is having
And they're also not going to show the clip of her apologizing to that. This is all just Israel-Palestine shit. Okay, well, there's a H3 crew section. Uncle Dane? Uncle Dane reference? Uncle Dane reference?
having this
I
back
don't
and
like IP discourse. I zone out for IP discourse.
forth with his
I don't give a
liberal
shit
audience,
about
leftist
Israel-Palestine
people online,
discussions
progressive
online.
content
It's an
creators.
extremely toxic conversation to have on either side, and so I don't talk about it.
Hassan, all of these different people. He's finding new people every day, basically, to get in fights with.
Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, Frogan and Denims and all these dipshits, and everybody
Nice.
thinks this guy's awesome, apparently. Even though he looks like Millhouse, fucking dork. Denims, by the way, was the real villain of the video. Evil, hateful, fucking... And I'll say it, and I'll double down on it. And people... Oh, no? Did I not go there?
And it's all culminated, at least for my story, in Ethan burning bridges with people until he burned the bridge with me.
Ethan burning bridges with people. Like who? Like with the Trisha stuff, they still talk with Trisha. Trisha 100% instigates all that stuff. Like, on one of the, like, most recent parties, I'm pretty sure Trisha dressed up as, like, an IDF soldier or some shit like that. And be unrelated to the topic. Dude, it's gonna happen. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to the Uncle Dane section. Like Hassan and Ethan are both diametrically opposed on this one issue, and that's ruined their entire friendship. Which I don't even know if it was like a full friendship. I don't even know if it was a full friendship.
Since Ethan and Hassan's falling out, I've been keeping to myself mostly. I don't
I've been keeping to myself mostly.
have many nice things to say. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he stops harassing other creators, maybe if he does these things, eventually he'll
that is something I will criticize. Ethan does on his Instagram go after like accounts with like 30,000 followers. I will agree with that. But I believe that he's on a total retard war with like everybody and going completely scorched earth. But I think a lot of it is like a chicken and the egg situation. I think a lot of it's a chicken and the egg situation. Because, like, he just wants the harassment to stop. But harassment's not going to stop. Because you have people who, like, control Reddit, who are, like, in the backbone of Reddit, who allow these channels to basically flourish. And all he wants, basically, is just that one subreddit taken down.
We can, like, rekindle our friendship. So that's been my approach.
Because it worked for Trisha, it worked for Hassan, but it's not working for Ethan.
Thrown a joke Ethan's way in the form of Hassan Piker versus Ethan Klein for boxing.
Okay.
I like
All right. Listen, despite everything, I'm pretty sure that this quote-unquote joke, I can't even see it as neutral. Because obviously, Hassan Piker would win in the headline fight, right? He's he works out a lot. Ethan just is still on Ozempic. He is like 40-something.
He's a good guy, but
why the fuck would he upload this on Sam Hyde's birthday? That's what
stupid. It's not
so
a
annoyed
fucking
about.
petty beef. It's like this guy is evil and he's doing anti-Semitism, and also he's way out of my weight class.
He didn't like that, but fucking sometimes you gotta just throw something out there. I used to work with this video editor named Froggy Tonic. I discovered him because he was in the circles online that I was in. And one of those circles is an H3 fan. He watched Ethan's content, he liked Ethan's content, until he didn't like Ethan's content. There would be an occasional
Ethan's
Froggy
live
tweet.
reacting? Oh. Yeah, we're probably going to end up watching that. We're probably going to end up watching that as well.
You know, like, I'm not going to endorse it. I'm not going to retweet it or like it, but fair enough.
I guess I just missed my old friend. Some wings are too bird feathered colored.
Now that brings us to February 28th of this year. Now, my former editor of a year and a half ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit, I'm sure. Ethan, at some point, discovers that iDubbbz's former editor says this horrendous shit about him and Hila. But no one's asking the question, where does Ethan get this information from? You see, it would be very obviously a problem if Ethan was discovering this content by scrolling through Twitter looking for something to upset himself with. He has maybe set it up in such a way where his employees feel the need to send him this information. And that would be horrible. They shouldn't be doing that. They should be sending you things that are entertaining for your show that don't fucking trigger the
I just
hell
really
out of
see
you.
this as like
Why
a
is there so much
backstab
work
right
being
now?
put into
That's so
discovering this guy on
unfortunate for
Twitter who's barely
Ian.
getting
That's
any
so
interaction,
unfortunate for him.
linking him to me and posting on the Reddit when there's no work being put into who the fuck is the person on the Reddit who's posting this in the first place. If you do a little bit of research, it seems like it's an account whose intention is to make Ethan crash out. One of the users on the Snark Reddit points this out. They're like, I've seen this account before. This account has scraped its history and it's now trying to make Ethan burn bridges. This is within Ethan's own community. Like, this is the thing that he needs to be critical of. It's not me. So yes, I am willing to admit that my former editor was being very nasty, uncharitable, and fucked up towards Ethan and Hila on Twitter. But Ethan and Hila are doing the same shit on their podcast. So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Terrorist supporter.
The CEO of Twitch.
Pedophile.
Now I'm going to watch and
Banger,
respond to
banger,
the
banger.
podcast streams where Ethan and Hila call us spineless cowards.
All right.
Anyway, this guy's was.
Is he going to talk about the context as to why? Please talk about the context as to why. Is this the Jardier talk?
Saying shit like that Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on like she's a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit, and that's showing up right up on us Nisa's and iDubbbz's feed. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years.
What?
baby killer, like that Ela.
And Ela call us spineless cowards.
Anyway, this guy was saying shit like that Ela's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on like she's a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit, and that's showing up right up on us Nisa's and IDub's feed. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
Yep, it's the Jardia. It was the Jardia stuff. Yep, this was the Jardia.
You don't know what's on my feed. What the fuck is happening? For all you know, I only use the For You tab. For all you know, I only use lists. For all you know, I'm seeing these things tweeted out by my editor of a year and a half ago and saying, God, that is nasty. I'm just not gonna throw someone away because they're having a parasocial weird moment. Just like I'm not gonna throw Ethan Klein away because he's having a parasocial weird crash out.
How many women I fucked? Hassan, by the way, thousands.
We gotta stop these people from using the term crash out. It's completely just disregarding what the word crash out means.
Let me ask Galia.
Dude.
These shoes do not go. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
Listen. If we're gonna be showing up clips of Ethan Klein talking about Hassan, we need to have it the other way. It's literally just a retard war between these two, right? You have one person who is able to recognize that we both are flinging shit at each other, and then you have one person who denies it outright while still throws shit at the other person. Snow Bunny's crash out, Snow Bunny mind control crash out. And that's the main thing, is that Ethan is able to acknowledge his faults, whereas Hassan just doubles and triples downs and doesn't acknowledge anything, and he lives in his own fucking bubble. He will constantly say that Ethan's crashing out, but they're both just arguing with each other. They're both just having spats. It's not a crash out. I don't even think they know what the term crash out means. What's happening with World of T-shirts is a crash out. Colonializing words? Bro, don't these fucking lefties always talk about colonialism and shit? Bro.
Hassan's the type of dude who watches himself in the mirror when he has sex.
Watching me on a 30-second delay on your stream.
Wait, how does he know?
You also have Hassan who's watching Bad Empanada, who is one of the most deranged individuals imaginable. Holy fuck. Go after Ethan. You have all of these other people who do these proxy attacks on Ethan, so that way Hassan doesn't have to get his hands wet. He doesn't have to get his hands dirty. He's able to have all of these other people make videos on Ethan instead of him. Whereas you have Ethan, who's just this one guy because the attacks have worked and he only has himself pretty much.
Because you've been talking about it for the last 5 minutes.
It's not a fucking petty beef.
You also have Denims, who said that 3 to 5 children ages between 3 and 5. Jesus Christ, excuse me. You also have Denims, who said children between the ages of 3 and 5 can't form memories.
This guy is evil, and he's doing anti-Semitism. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry.
There are many people, I'm sure, who have unfollowed you for the things that you've said and done, and I'm sure there are even more people who have stayed following you because they don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. They don't want to throw someone away because they've had some hard moments.
You're just unsubbing from somebody on YouTube. You're not permanently blacklisting them from your life forever. What is he on about?
We're all fucking human.
My good fucking friends who I stood by
if you don't like what content somebody's making, you could just unfollow them. You could always refollow a person. If you don't like the content he's making now, yeah, you could unfollow him.
Years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
And what you're saying to me is that I'm a bad friend and I'm a piece of shit. I'm spineless. I'm cowardly.
Why?
Because I am following someone on Twitter.
Because they have mobilized such an insane...
Yep. This was literally about the Jardia stuff. This was literally about the Jardia stuff. He's misrepresenting the point
harassment
that Ethan's
group,
making.
It's not bad enough that I have this group of people harassing me and everyone in my life. It's that people outside of this group, journalists, creators, are actively participating in this gaslighting to make it seem like I'm fucking crazy.
I mean, I don't know what he's doing.
I mean, he does have a point. And it's all he had to do was to disavow and say that, guys, The Giardia stuff is too far. I disavow that. Or he could just stay out of it and not try to, like, instigate or throw jokes. Either way.
At here, like, yeah.
Or just talk to him privately. Like, what?
Gaslighting you. A lot of people gaslit me when I apologized. That was actually like the #1 type of harassment I got, was people gaslighting me and taking my newfound woke ideology to its extreme.
I've probably done and stood by iDubbbz and Anissa more than anybody. I've stood by them when all the internet hated them.
I don't like that Ethan brought this up because it makes the relationship feel very transactional. Like, you know, we're just meant to...
I mean, not really. It kind of just shows that he's being, like, a good friend. Even though you weren't able to, like, be there or you're going through a tough time, he was there. Because you guys were friends, like, before this. You guys were friends in 2016, 2017-ish. Like, I saw him in the fucking Asian Jake Paul video. And Ian and Anissa just told Ethan to go to therapy about the CPS situation? No fucking way, bro. Yeah, fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Holy shit,
support
fuck
each
this
other
guy.
online despite our own personal morals or principles.
But I'll say this, I don't
Yeah,
think
just
they're
go to
fucking
therapy about
any
these
friends
people
of
who
mine.
call
And
CPS
certainly,
on
I
you.
don't think they're any fucking friends
Holy
of mine based on the
fuck.
text conversation I had with them too before I even talked about it. So I have
Actual
I have
spineless coward.
Like, I don't need any fucking
Why was
halfway
I
friends.
gassing up that the content cop could have been good? Man, it could have been so fucking good if it was on the Marky stuff. Now nobody is going to. Fucking hell.
I thought the text conversation that I had with him was very empathetic. I basically just said, like, I know you and Hila are experiencing a ton of harassment, and I essentially empathize with that, and I think there's something positive to get out of the conversation. But he refused to talk on the phone unless I was willing to publicly say something about my former editor and Denims. As much as you don't want halfway friends,
Dude,
I
fuck
also
Denims.
don't want that kind of halfway friend. I don't want someone who's going to give me like an ultimatum to have a conversation.
Could you not say something when this is like, imagine like one of you guys is like, Hassan
I mean,
actually wants to go to Israel, go to
I'm
Gaza
pretty
so
sure
he can
I'm pretty sure Ethan's talked about wanting to talk to like Ian offline. I'm pretty sure that's been the case. But the fact that we now have a claim of Ethan wanted to make me have an ultimatum in order to have a conversation with him. Like, can we get something to back that up, please?
strangle Israeli babies or some shit like that. I'd be like, you imagine me not saying something.
You're trying to make a one-to-one comparison where there isn't one. This guy that I follow on Twitter is not in the same relationship as you and one of your current employees who is streaming with you 3 days a week, 3 hours a day for the past 10 years. At one point during the stream, Ethan and Hila bring up Adam McIntyre. Now, Adam
McIntyre is another absolute cretinous human.
Basically the same thing as my former editor. He's critical of Ethan and Hila, and
How can you say that this is critical? Ethan Klein is a very dangerous and crooked woman. Such a crazy fucking woman, my god. How is any of this, like, criticism? How is saying somebody is very dangerous... Like, isn't that the same shit that, like... Dude, imagine if 2016, when Trump was calling Hillary crooked, right? He was like, oh, that's just criticism. Oh, that's just criticism. Bro. These people, these fucking YouTubers, bro, these censor YouTubers have such a skewed view of what criticism is.
He is sometimes uncharitable and nasty towards them.
Oh,
Ethan and Hila, and he is sometimes uncharitable and nasty towards them.
I pause champed.
Adam McIntyre needs to just like disappear. That guy is a piece of shit, like of the lowest order.
Yeah.
I never even stood by him when he talked.
So we obviously know what disappear means because the person from Israel's saying that. We obviously know what that means. So she wants to call IDF down on Adam McIntyre. That's exactly what she's saying there, and not just to like step out of the drama. Yep.
Talked bad about Trisha having a kid and called him like the spawn of Satan. He was supposedly on our side. I would never even co-sign that. I was disgusted by that statement too. I remember when he called her kid the spawn of Satan.
I never said anything
and
like
I was
that.
supposed to be like cheering on, but I wasn't going to cheer that on. That's disgusting.
Why do you forget that he called her children, which is something we would never do, the spawn of Satan?
It's disgusting.
And I mean,
probably showing that
it's
like
just
Adam
incredible
McIntyre's not a
who
good
ends up being the
person.
good guys in this story. You know, it's really something.
Unfortunately, they never made a statement. They never said that they disagree with his statements about Trisha's baby until it's useful. Like, what is it, 3 years later? Like, I mean, you're talking about it like you were aware of it at the time and that there was some amount of pressure or enthusiasm for you to get down with that. And what it sounds like to me is that you did see it at the time and you were like, ooh, I don't like that. And you didn't endorse it and you didn't fuck with it. Huh. It's almost like that is a fucking identical situation to me.
It's just incredible who ends up being the good guys in this story. You know, it's really something.
So yeah, the reason I'm bringing this up is because they're trying to like paint themselves as the good guys, and they're saying like, yeah, we strongly disavow things that are said, even about our enemies. We are the most immoral people on the internet, unlike Ian and Anissa, who are fucking keeping to themselves. Also, why the fuck does Olivia get the pass?
What a fucking asshole for putting you in that position, Olivia. You're friends with him. And you don't have to say anything, but like, what a fucking piece of shit. What a bad friend to put you in that position just for some fucking clout. It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit, okay? Olivia did not do anything. And
I want the pass. Do I have to be an employee?
iDubbbz, you gave people the pass. Like 7 years ago, you said it's all okay, man. What are you doing?
To get that treatment? Because then you'll just see me as an ally? Or is it because Ethan is afraid of wrongful termination accusations and lawsuits?
Also, I 100% think that this is a I don't think that this is a content cop video. I think he's just using it just to get like the most amount of clicks possible. I think it's just the most amount of clicks possible. I'm going to be honest.
Putting my friend Olivia.
This doesn't have the same energy,
and
it's an hour long.
Fucking
This is like
situation
more
where
of
you
like
end up getting
a
hate for no
response
reason.
video.
Also, don't
than a
frame it
content
as
cop.
like other people making it hard on Olivia. You're making it hard on all of these people. Please acknowledge your role in this whole fucking thing. Like, it's crazy how warm Ethan is to Olivia and saying how Olivia is essentially just a victim in this whole thing.
It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be
This
friends
video
with
just
him? Which
doesn't
is total
have the same
bullshit.
fucking energy.
But me and Anissa are spineless. Ethan, your whole system is scrambled. My intention isn't to throw the employees under the bus. Like, you guys serve as the fucking foundation for calling out Ethan's hypocrisy on the whole subject. And I know that you guys have probably pushed back against Ethan over the years. How often are you supposed to do that? Do you have to do that every fucking week? It kind of seems like it. And that's exhausting. I don't want to confront my boss. It's not my fucking job to confront my boss and say, today's segment on rapists and pedophiles on Twitch was not like my favorite segment to be a part of.
Yeah, friends like these.
Oh yeah, and our other good friends,
Yeah.
Anissa and Ian. Thanks, Anissa, for standing up for your girl.
Yeah, it's crazy how he's like using clips taken from like weeks apart because shit with Ethan is like on a weekly basis. So all of this stuff was like directly after the Jardia stuff, and he's using that to conflate that these are the same.
Stood up for you so many times, cause like why would I not? It was crazy.
Yeah, why would you not? I mean, if that's truly what you believed and you weren't just going to use it later.
Of course I was gonna stand by you. That's insane. It's absolutely insane and disgusting. But now you choose to hang out with people that would have a problem with you if you defended me.
I'm not going to assume that Hila knows, but I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish. For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish...
Who? Ask.
...have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part
In
of
America? In America? Who cares? What? How is any of this relevant? She's American.
They've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out of Israel. Choosing now, out of all the times, to
Where's
be
Uncle
like,
Dane?
Please defend me. No, we're
Where's
not
Uncle
gonna fucking
Dane?
defend you.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans.
Do we have that
I
one?
mean,
Like,
just the other day, BB fired
Where's
a really
Dane?
good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
He looked mean. I thought he was mean just because he looked mean.
Yeah, they obviously also about this clip. I unfortunately know so much about this fucking clip. Yeah, she just misspoke because she doesn't keep up with who the fuck a Gallant is or whatever the fuck. And she's like then apologized for it, and he even like says in that like I'm pretty sure X.
No. It's not.
So yes, you
Yeah, are you? No, you're just gonna keep that. All right, whatever.
us. We're not gonna run to your defense when I don't know, we follow people. We be following. That's one fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
So
The problem.
okay, if you want to hang out with those people and have no spine and not stand up for another girl that stood up for you, enjoy your new friends.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know.
Yeah. Which also Denims is actually participating in this whole Child Protective Service lie.
Yeah,
which I'll
and if
show you
you're
guys
friends with them, then you're seeing what they're saying.
You'll notice that Ethan and Hila start talking about this Denims character.
Oh no, dude.
Originally.
The smartest person on Twitch, smartest woman on Twitch, smartest person in general.
The complaint was about my former editor. He's been chatting shit
What does
about
he
Ethan
mean?
and Hila.
Like these are two different points. This is like a week later.
Year at least. They only care about it now because I guess it was spoon-fed to them via their Reddit that's clearly looking out for them. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, we are friends with Denims, but I would say it's the same level of friendship that we had with Ethan and Hila. It's like kind of an internet friendship. We think that she's a good person like we...
Ouch. Ouch. He has fallen. Troll's Remorse does numerous damage to him.
Ethan and Hila are good people. Kind of a tricky situation. How can you possibly think that they're both good people at their core? People can have crash out moments. People can say things that they don't mean. People can say things because they want internet clout and attention. I don't know. I think they're both probably guilty of saying things that they don't mean for internet clout and attention. Right.
Did Denims mean that children between the ages of 3 and 5
now one's a little bit more
can't form
fucking
memories?
Nasty to me than the other?
I just don't see how you can be my friend and also be friends with someone like that.
Well,
he's not talking.
Can't. So I already forgot about you.
I actually have a lot of friendships that are kind of that way, where it's like, you know, one of the friends doesn't fuck with the other friend, but there is someone
He's friends with Andrew Tate, OMG.
Middle who kind of fucks.
Who the fuck is that? Steiny? Who's Steiny?
With both of them, but separately. Yeah, there's a lot of friendships that are like that. I'm not gonna make you guys like meet up and kiss or anything. I get it. You guys are in fucking...
Where's
You're either my
Dane?
best friend who's deep-throating me to the base of my cock, or you are Satan. You're the devil.
The last thing I said to Anissa, we were texting before I ever talked about it. She's like, I don't care about this guy. He's a nobody. And, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, then you'll have no problem publicly denouncing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there.
I don't think that Anissa should have to publicly denounce somebody. I could kind of agree with him on that point. I don't think you should have to be forced by your friends to publicly denounce somebody. Even if you, like, say it privately, yeah, I don't fuck with this guy, which she did.
The conversation.
I can see the point.
She
I can see
never
the
replied.
point.
Ethan, you can't even phrase it in a way that doesn't make you sound like you're being coercive and shitty.
I wouldn't say coercive. I would probably say shitty. Yeah, I'd argue it is shitty.
Well, then
to
you
like
should have-
expect your friend to like denounce somebody publicly if they don't want to. Yeah, I don't like forcing your friends to like do shit like that.
have no problem
I could agree with that.
publicly denouncing
I could
it,
agree
right?
with that
Does
point.
that sound like a friend? It kind of sounds like something.
It kind of sounds like somebody who is like backed into a fucking corner is like looking for any of his old friends to like help him out. That's what it sounds like. He's like a scared animal. He's a cornered animal.
Villain would say.
But it
A
was so
villain? A villain?
Funny how she immediately went to comment everywhere, like on our subreddit. She immediately had to comment like, "Oh, he doesn't work with us anymore."
Then
but that was it. That's all she said.
But then say that you don't.
Okay. Do you have
agree.
anything else to say for your friends though?
One of the reasons Anissa was so quick to clarify things in your Reddit is because
That's not Ian's editor. That's somebody Ian hired before CC2 who did some editing, but isn't working for Ian anymore and hasn't for a long time. I
your
didn't know that. All right.
Reddit was already talking about who this editor is, and they were spreading misinformation that it.
No idea who this person is. I don't follow iDubbbz or have Twitter. But like, is it a well-known person or is this like their editor? How could they think nobody would notice? Yeah, he's on the podcast with them, but honestly, it gets no views. No, the other person on the podcast is someone else. OMFG, that's Dane. I would not expected him to be like this online. This is Dane from their stupid podcast. Wait, Dane! Dane reference, Uncle Dane reference. I don't think that this is misinfo. Yeah, he's on the podcast with them, but honestly, it gets no views. I guess that probably this part, that yeah, he's on the podcast, could technically be misinfo. Would it be misinfo, or is the person just wrong? I think it might be misinfo. But I think that this is Dane from the, like, this is a question that has 0 updates. This one is, this person's just incorrect.
It was our co-host on our podcast, Uncle Dane. So yeah,
Uncle
the last
Dane.
thing we wanted is this guy
Uncle
getting
Dane.
pulled into this mess, and you guys don't give a fuck. Would it have been nicer and more supportive to say, we don't agree with the things he's saying and we support
Yes.
Ethan and Hila? Sure. Like, yeah, that would have been a nicer thing to say. Our silence means something. It means that we would like...
Aren't these like the same people who like say silence is violence?
Pause this relationship until you figure your shit out. And then maybe we can find a moment in time, I don't know how long it'll be, but a moment in time in the future where things are a little bit easier to broach. I don't think we need to do it right now, but you've insisted that this is an important thing to address.
Hey, you know your friend that you've been friends with for like 8 years. Yeah, he's currently getting like the most shit imaginable ever since he started his online career, and he needs the support from his friends. Ian's just like, oh, I don't know about that, buddy. I'll just wait until this all blows over for you, and then we could be friends, maybe.
Perfectly fine with you not blasting me on your Instagram
I mean...
story. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me and my wife on your podcast.
I don't think anybody wants to blast his wife, let's be honest.
Twice. I would be fine with you not brigading my comment section on...
Nope, this is just your fault, buddy. This is just your fault.
On my podcast.
I cannot, like, you also would have to prove that these people are Ethan fans. But this just looks like people just shitting on you, people who have quote-unquote criticism and just dislike you.
That gets 3,000 views a week because I prefer to not to do harassment campaigns and instead talk about Vampire's Kiss.
Dane mentioned you're out of here.
Like he doesn't work for me, and I strongly disagree, and I support Ethan and Hila. The problem is
that she doesn't.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
She actually
thinks they have a point.
That's the problem.
Yeah. So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Go fuck yourself. What about
You're
your
Joshing,
girl?
all right.
This is what I'm talking about. This aggression that you're putting out into the world. What the fuck do you think we're gonna do? You think I'm gonna fucking sit on my hands when you do this shit? Like, this is nasty. We had such a fair response to what you guys were going through. We
had such a fair response to what you were going through. In what fucking world? In what world is he talking about this and saying we had a fair response? Bro, I even talked about that. I even talked about the fucking backstabbing, the betrayal that iDubbbz was doing to his, like, friend.
We don't support harassment. It's a bad thing, but it happens, and you're perpetuating it.
And now you think that the harassment that you're going to be sending his way, because nobody deserves this level of harassment. That's what he said about the content cops.
Fucking propaganda.
He thinks that it's 100% worth it to go after his friend. Like, this is the bridge burnt right here. Like, he's burning the bridge. He doesn't want to be friends with H3 anymore. It's not a wake-up call. This is a burned bridge right here.
Lying scumbag.
But he's trying to be all like, hey guys, we just want to be friends with him. That's all we really wanted to do. You know, after all of this stuff blows over, maybe we could still be friends, Ethan. But, like, he's just going back on his fucking laurels from 2 years ago, saying that he's sorry for all the content cop videos and that they have just derived hate and harassment.
Terrorist supporter. He probably sets up a mirror and jerks off watching himself. Dan KKK Clancy has a similar view of Hitler. Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi, fucking anti-Semite.
You can't expect other people to stop harassing you if you continue to harass people. Let's think about it on a micro level. Have you ever been in a comment section and found someone to argue with? It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever if you don't want to touch grass.
I mean, yeah, this was kind of like a line, what happened today, that should never be crossed, even by like the most cynical, toxic people. It's going to have ramifications in terms of how I conduct myself. In terms of these fair weather friends who are, you know, so happy to be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ethan, that is a rich thing to say. Like you're the H3 podcast.
What I'm very curious about, I'm pretty sure AB's wife, is it AB's wife or is it AB? They're on Creator Clash 3. Like, well, I'm going to assume that a spot is opening up in Creator Clash. I'm going to assume that.
Okay, there's a lot of friends of the show.
Uh-oh.
There's a lot. There's even more fair
Why would he
weather
do
friends of
this?
the show.
Oh, wait, we forgot the fucking bingo. Hold on, chat. Chatteroony, we forgot the bingo. We forgot the motherfucking bingo. Right? We forgot the bingo. So, okay, Creator Clash promo, not yet. Nostalgia bait, 100%. Fake out? I don't know if it's a fake out. Very self-deprecating. Not really. Commentary jab, no. H3 jab, yes. Sam Hyde Froggy mentioned no. Asman, another apology, no. Donald Trump calls out racism. Well, so far, we only have nostalgia bait and the H3 grab. Okay. Or H3 jab. Because that's this whole video.
Okay? That is so bizarre and insulting to suggest that I was only ever being friends with you to get something out of it. No, I'm friendly with you, and I'd say I'm a light friend because it's been pleasant hanging out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years, and as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Who else? Who else do we want to burn today?
Who else do we want to burn today? You're making it so fucking obvious that this is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible. This is not what podcasts are. There was a way to approach this to say like, yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something. You've decided to do the extra thing and attack. Now, in fairness, I am attacking back, but I feel very insulted and I feel defensive and I feel like I am speaking up for a lot of people who have problems with you and a lot of people who have been on the receiving end of your harassment.
It's so easy to
Like
be anti-racist.
who?
Everybody's anti.
Who? Oh, fuck. Muted.
Worst thing in the world, right? We fucking hate racists. Fuck racists.
go back.
Everybody's anti-racist.
Everybody's
Racism is the worst thing in the world, right?
anti-racist.
We fucking hate racists. Fuck racists.
Microaggressions.
The minute that they actually have to stick their neck out for somebody, the minute they have to actually risk something to put themselves in under scrutiny, to sacrifice something personally to stand up for racism, then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I don't want to get involved.
Against
drama.
racism.
How much
I
do you
thought he was talking about just like in general. Because what Ian is doing right now is very safe. It's very safe.
I don't do drama.
How much
Sorry.
do you actually care? Isn't that the whole point? Like,
I realize that Ethan and Hila are more scared now than they've probably ever been. I feel like anti-Semitism is a thought in their heads
Is it
now.
just anti-Semitism? Probably, like, imagine it as, like, the whole wider internet, or at least, like, half, almost all of, like, the big political streamers on Twitch right now are, like, completely against them and pushing these false narratives.
More than ever. And
Like, what? Ethan has the support of, like, Nicholas Diorio? He has the support of, like, small commentary YouTubers who are siding with him because people have gone too far against him. Like, we're 30 minutes in and he hasn't even talked about Jardia.
it's not completely unjustified to be thinking about that sometimes.
It's not just all blanket anti-Semitism. There's genuine things that have gone pushed too far. Like, there's whole doxing. They're calling CPS. There's harassment of their family members. There's harassment of, like, their other, like, employees. There's harassment of the fucking Teddy Fresh people who have nothing to do with Ethan's shit. They just make clothes.
You guys are just hurt and you're kind of like dancing around and making very like loose, poorly thought out analogies for something that doesn't even apply to us. It's like Like, me making this video is the standing up for something, and it's saying, fuck you, you guys are being bad. You know, I don't think you're bad
You
people,
guys are
but
being
you're
bad.
being bad. You're
You
behaving.
guys are being bad. Man, come on. The suit is like the Green Goblin mask. The slurs are just in the back. They're waiting, right? But no. Ian's too soy. Ian's too cucked. Ian's perpetually
poorly.
cucked.
You're hurting people.
I mean, go back to the civil rights. You think that the people who are like the white kids who are protesting with the black students, you think that they were just like not risking anything? Those kids who are marching with the black students and...
So in Ethan's analogy, he's the black student.
Well, I mean, I would love to hear what the analogy was before it got cut off.
The white student, but I'm the white student that's not, you know, marching by his side. I'm not doing the difficult thing. You're gonna have to march
you're like
on your
making
own.
a video against the black student that is saying like, hey, this black student got to be put in his place. He's crazy.
Black student.
Marching with the black students and...
I mean, why is it inspiring? Why is it inspiring?
Well, and it's the same thing, to bring it back to Hassan just because, but it kind of is the same thing. Like, I was thinking about going to Gaza until I found out it's dangerous. He's a total performative activist that doesn't give a single fuck about the cause.
It's been performed exquisitely. Harassing one person and seamlessly transitioning into harassing another one. If anyone's been watching for the past fucking year, I'm pretty sure they have a good idea of your feelings about Hassan.
Like, people like Anissa are the perfect example because she's friends with these people. She's friends with Denims. Denims is streaming this story about our kid
I'll show that, yeah.
getting Giarda from the dog, whatever.
I'm sorry, I'll accept this position from anyone except you guys.
What?
You have laid the groundwork for this type of streaming, which is watching people's shit and giving your unfiltered reaction to it.
That was not even the criticism there. That's a complete misrepresentation of what even Gila was saying. It wasn't the fact that this story, it was mainly the... was it? Or was it just the connection? I have no idea.
Why would you expect...
I heard Jardy and like my eyes just kind of like got red.
Of all people, to say something to Denims. Okay, so by that logic, we should be saying shit to you guys all the time. But I have a feeling you guys wouldn't like if we said shit like that to you all the time. Yeah, we've been respecting you as independent content creators. You can do what you want. We'll treat you as adults. Maybe we shouldn't have been treating you as adults.
She could say so much, and it would make her a little bit uncomfortable, right? It's not comfortable. She'll get a little bit of shit.
Yeah, just for saying.
Yeah, it's crazy how like there was still more to this clip that I couldn't know because he cut it.
That would be commendable.
And by the way, it kind of speaks for itself that saying, hey, their house is claimed, they're, you know, they're actually good people, like that's gonna get you shit.
Exactly,
that kind of says it all, doesn't it?
It's such a
There isn't a
backstab,
single
honestly.
person that I respect who would give a fuck if I publicly said that Ethan and Hila are great with their kids. Ethan and Hila, single person.
Itself that saying, hey, their house is claimed, they're, you know, they're actually good people, like that's gonna get you shit. That kind of says it all, doesn't it?
There isn't a single person that I respect who would give a fuck if I publicly said that Ethan and Hila are great with their kids, Ethan and Hila didn't kill their dog, and Ethan and Hila wipe their asses or don't have giardia or whatever the fucking the prompt is.
So then why
no
haven't
one
you
would
said
care.
it?
The only person who would care is me, because I'm like, why
No, the only person who would care is like Ethan because he's asking you as a friend.
did I tweet this out? I'm not tweeting out because I'm not your fucking lapdog. That's
No, you're tweeting it out because you're his friend. Hello?
why I'm not tweeting it out.
Lapdog.
I'm not saying it to my audience because I don't give a fuck. It's not my business.
That's, in my opinion, doing something.
No, because then after that same moment, Anissa posts something on her Instagram, and then he makes that H3 versus Hassan Piker tweet. So like, do you really think that making a joke where obviously Hassan is like in the favor of that tweet would like really even be that like I'm having a fucking brain fart trying to like think about this like loophole that he's doing. He was asking you as a friend, hey, my one friend who like hasn't said anything, would you still be able to like defend me now? And he's like, no, I don't give a shit. I'll still go on Hassan Piker's show and like talk about this on my podcast.
Thing that's
Where,
difficult.
I'm just gonna downplay it and just say, guys, harassment's bad.
And standing by your principles. That's the whole point. That's what makes standing by your principles admirable, is that it's not always easy.
Why are you saying that I'm not standing up for my principles when you don't even know what they are? I get, like, we're a little bit past directly naming me, so we might have gone off on a tangent. If you maybe accepted the phone call and we talked about it, you could have asked me, hey, what are your principles? And I can tell you the way I've been behaving is exactly in line with my principles. Now we're going to talk about the BDS list. We're going to start off with Frogan because obviously this is like...
Boycott these creators boycott these creators now for their complicity in not deep-throating Ethan Klein. Befriend, discuss, social media follow. Priority boycott targets of the BDS. Pressure targets on the BDS movement. Organic boycotts supported by the BDS movement. What? For their complicity in not deep-throating Ethan.
As bad as it gets, if you're following Frogan, that can only mean that you're anti-Ethan. Oh, this is not a good...
yeah.
Start Love of the H3 podcast. You are following Frogan, so that means that you are anti-Ethan. Sam, Morg Pie, friend of the show.
Fuck Morg Pie.
Olivia, Ian, Daily Dose of Internet is anti-Ethan. Jesus, this is fucked up. Pokimane, comment etiquette. Oh shit, Asmongold's in here. Asmongold follows Frogan. No, Asmon. That means you're anti-Ethan. That's fucked up. We're going to want to avoid these creators at the top.
Oh, shit.
Top of the list. But one tier below them are the creators who associate with them. They're essentially endorsing all of their statements. You got me, you got Anissa, I think Hassan's in there.
Why is Hassan in this? Why is Hassan in that list? Hassan's like the main boy.
Would be on the top of the BDS list, but that's... I think Hassan's in there. You'd think that Hassan would be on the top of the BDS list, but that's not the case. Hassan provides additional value for people.
Hassan provides additional value to people.
Turn a blind eye to people collaborating with Hassan because that's what he did. You got to be the lowest of the low to be associating with the Frogans.
Wait.
That's what he did. You got to... Ethan BDS list... That's not the case. Hassan provides additional value for people. Ethan can turn a blind eye to people...
Ethan criticized the Theo Von video.
People collaborating with Hassan.
I've never even heard of Jeff FM. And if that was like 2 weeks ago, Jesus Christ, my throat. Hang on, I got a cough again. I'm pretty sure Ethan did talk about the... Yeah, I've literally who? Glup Shitto? Dude, Glup Shitto FM?
Hassan because that's what he did. You got to be the lowest of the low to be associating with the Frogans and the Denims of the world. To associate with Hassan, that just makes sense.
I thought I hit the unmute button. I thought I hit the unmute button. I'm molding. I'm seething. I'm felted. I'm actually felted. It is what I was gonna say is like all of these people on the top of the list, like Denims, Frogan, and Noah Samson. Content cut mute button. Honestly, I'm mad at this fucking mute button. Those are all like the lapdogs of Hassan in this whole Twitch hierarchy. All right. You have all of these people who make videos so Hassan doesn't have to get his hands dirty to go after Ethan, whereas Hassan is just able to not acknowledge the main substantial bits of criticism and instead have retarded Denims to talk about the content nuke instead of actually himself. And what I was saying is that it's also kind of funny that Ian's putting himself and his wife in the same group as Hassan. It's
because
funny.
He's famous and he's got a massive fan base. Also, Ethan still follows Hassan on Instagram, so Hassan is in his feed.
And that's showing up right up on Anissa's and iDubbbz's feed.
It's important to remember that this is a living document.
I also don't really agree with this whole following thing. That follows obviously mean endorsement. I don't know if I agree with
removed
it.
or put onto it, depending on how.
Is that Is that Jaden Animations? Chad, is that actually Jaden Animations? That looks like uncanny Jaden Animations. They could have picked out a better picture for her. That looks like Jaden, dude. It looks like Jaden Animations.
Ethan's feeling that day.
Who the
You have
fuck
this
is
other
that?
tier of
Who the fuck
creators
is
that
that?
exist below Hassan, but are still anti-Ethan. But Ethan really doesn't want to bring your attention to these ones because it's kind of unpopular, you know? A lot of them are famous. It's no coincidence that Ethan stays silent when these powerful, popular men are supporting Hassan. It's because Ethan is a coward.
Who the fuck's Glup Shido on the bottom right? I think this guy, yeah, all of these are like comedians
He's
or whatever.
a bitch-made coward. I think Ethan has an unreasonable amount of respect for these comedians because...
I think it's 100% reasonable to not really talk about other comedians and just focus it on YouTubers.
They have power, they're quick, and I think he knows that they don't fuck with his ideology. But he's gonna keep that to himself because the last thing that he wants to discover is that people that he respects and looks up to, they don't fuck with him.
Bill Burr came on. It was like the worst fucking show. It was just horrible. That
yes,
was like my
podcast from 3 years ago to talk about a podcast from 6 years ago.
Bill Burr made Ethan go on Lexapro. I was prescribed it and it was in my bedside. And then it was the Bill Burr episode that made me finally start.
When Stavros goes on Hassan's stream and he mocks your content nuke.
I actually saw a really interesting video about you, man, and I don't know that I'm even comfortable being here anymore.
Oh no.
It really kind of shed light on you in a way.
Yeah.
You kind of like have leftist politics and stuff like that, and I actually feel betrayed.
Critical and
so I'm
Hassan,
actually
baby,
just
just
here
the
to let you
bottom
know
right
this is
guy.
the last
That's
time
funny.
I'm ever coming.
You don't fire back because you're coping. So you're just gonna tuck your tail between your legs and never mention on your podcast that mentions everything. You're bringing up some fucking connection I have on Twitter. Someone mocks you on a stream, you're not touching it. Fuck you, you're a coward. It's just his job. It's just what he does for his job. You know, he doesn't mean it. We're actually good
Stavros?
friends. You know, he makes fun of everyone.
Was that's Stavros? Was that real?
Job. You know, he doesn't mean it. We're actually good.
This looks like weirdly photoshopped. I have no idea if a Stavros was on it. He looks like
friends. You know, he makes fun of everyone. It's not just me, right? Oh, also, I can't forget about Matt Lieb. Matt Lieb is in this like middle tier. His valuable association is Rhett and Link. So Rhett and Link, conveniently, are also in this category of popular and powerful men who Ethan does not want to burn bridges with. Although he's sniffing around.
This guy, Matt Lieb, he works for Good Mythical Morning. Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, who apparently is a producer for Good Mythical Morning. Well, this guy works for Good Mythical Morning, acting like he's wholesome, and he's bringing on somebody that wants to kill my wife, or in a video game. And I think he should be fired, frankly. And I hope he is fired. He's pathetic. And he interviewed a fucking basically...
Yeah, I don't really agree with the should be fired line, but I could understand it from Ethan. It is his opinion that he should be fired, blah, 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 all that shit. But it is crazy to have Bad Empanada on your podcast. That's absolutely
I think
insane.
Ethan only respects power right now, which is one of the reasons I made this video in the first place, is because he thinks I'm weak. He thinks a lot of these other creators that he's gone out of his way to attack, he thinks that they're weak, and he thinks...
I mean, literally, in all of these instances, they've
creators
swung fucking first.
That he's gone
What?
out of his way to
Dude. Literally, even look at the title, responding to the haters that waited for me to go on break. Literally, these people tried to fucking crucify him and cancel him. And to ruin his source of income.
And he thinks they're a target that he can bully, he can manipulate, he can send lawsuits to. And I want him to know that we're not going to be bullied. You're being a piece of shit and we're going to call you out.
So here's the button. You've got a video and you've got an audio. We're hitting both.
I think the button is a pretty funny bit. Listen.
Yes.
There's no point.
Let's leave.
He pressed the button. Hang on. How many times did he do this? How many times did he do
A
this?
video?
In
And you
the
got-
course of 6 months. I do like the button bit. I do like the button bit. I want to know how many times he pressed this button in that
An
6
audio.
month span.
We're hitting both.
Or I guess a year span. Okay. Oh, I'm pressing M. Okay, okay, so it starts off March 23. All right. 21. I'm at 21 right now. 21, and it's been about a year.
Yes.
There's no point.
Probably like 50 times in a year. If he does, what, 3 shows a week for 3 hours? 45? Yeah, I got really fast near the end. I lost count near the end, I'm going to be honest. Let's just round up to like a solid 50. So in a year and 2 months, in 14 months, right? He has made 50 button presses. That's not that bad, I don't think. If it would be like a big thing if this was like all in the course of like a month or like maybe a few months span. But I think over the course of fucking over a year, like sure, let's math that out. So 4 weeks in a month, 12 4 weeks in a month, 3 shows per week. So 12 shows a month, 12 shows a month? Yeah, 12 shows a month times 12 months, 144. So give or take, he's pressing the button once every 3 shows. Okay. Give or take 3 shows.
Let's leave. Yeah, there's no need. Yeah. I don't want to. Oh, shit.
Oh,
How
oh,
pathetic are
oh,
you?
oh,
Don't worry if you don't have it all now. I don't like pedophile. Like the Eye of Sauron. I see you. I see you out there, you fucking cockroach. You'll be living with your parents for a lot longer, buddy. Yes, please. I want to be a good Jew. I'm a good Jew. Please, guys, please.
That was fine.
All right, I see the criticism. He's using the button a lot
Yeah,
more.
I don't think it was that.
That was fine.
Big a deal.
All right, he hit the button a lot more.
Of all the things that
Anywho.
it always surprises me what you think crosses the line.
Well, I looked at Olivia and she's like, yes, do it.
Now let's talk about the button.
I'm cool with the button.
Ethan got this button, or kill switch, as a response to the controversy with Cutie Cinderella.
Dude. No, this is still a W from Ethan. This is still the funniest thing that Ethan's done.
He was not able to control himself in
No, it was a fucking group bit.
that moment.
All right.
And instead of figuring out how he can change his behavior, he spent $20,000.
Dan and Eel
Don't
were
care.
like, we would
Don't
kill
care.
Button
This like multi-millionaire spent $20,000.
right now if we could.
Crazy.
I can't
Yeah, I
change
don't
who
care.
I am.
I know. That's why the kill button is on its way.
That's it. See, exactly.
He uses the button for everything. If
Like,
his
is
jokes-
it the price that's like so weird to? I guess maybe to Ian that like the $20,000 is like
don't land, he's hitting the button.
It was being presented as if the Jordan crying thing.
I hit the button.
Why?
I don't think I needed to, but you guys were giving me crickets, so I panicked.
If he's insecure about getting something wrong, he's hitting the button.
That sounds funny.
Okay.
You
What? Button for that? What on this frame could Ethan have responded to? Perhaps the country flag that he got wrong? Maybe. I don't know.
If he goes on a problematic tirade, he's hitting the button.
Before, look how sad. But yeah, it's not just that. Like their eyes are like big. I think you guys are wrong.
Dude, I gotta get my own button.
This one. I
Holy
think you guys
shit.
are all wrong on this one.
I don't think he's
I
unique.
gotta-
in
I gotta
hitting the
get my button.
I think if all of us had buttons, we'd hit the button all the time.
100%.
But if you don't have it, you operate differently. You think about what you're saying. You maybe plan for your show.
No, you don't. Let's be honest. No, these fucking streamers don't. This was the same criticism that he was giving like Denims and all of these people earlier. It's like they don't care, or they don't watch what they say. And now Ethan actually has a way to watch what he says, and he still presses the button.
A little bit more. You maybe
He gave this criticism earlier about like how these other streamers like watch what no, fuck. Dude, did I lost it. I lost what he said. Fuck me. No, he's gave the criticism that all of these other streamers have said dumb shit on their show. That's what he said earlier. And now he's like trying to backtrack that point and say that the button's bad, actually.
I'm not going to have my podcast be an emotional dumping ground for today. You instead say, ooh, it's important that we stay on topic. Also, the H3 community and Ethan himself use the phrase goblin mode all the time to excuse a lot of his shitty behavior or make it seem less bad.
I've been diagnosed with goblin mode, actually.
By claiming that what happens is he just gets into this like
Yo,
uncontrolled
Mika's
state
rhetoric.
goblin mode.
I do not call myself goblin
Nicholas Diorio is gonna love this part.
mode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what you did.
Goblin mode? Is that what you're calling Tourette's now?
To all victims of goblin mode, I would like to issue an apology.
Well, he
You
got
are
there.
goblin mode today.
It just sounds like a bit. Yeah, it just sounds like a bit.
Goblin mode.
I'm
Look
gonna
how
be
many times
honest.
you paused the
I'm
fucking
trying,
video.
bro.
And I don't think there's no room for using the term goblin mode. I like the idea that you're defending yourself and the little guy by going goblin mode when a big corporation or a big entity is trying to attack you.
Like, if you fuck me over, if you steal money from me, if you patronize me, if you do any of this shit like you're trying to do to me, to treat me like a fucking idiot, I'm crazy, dude. I've gone fucking goblin mode over way less.
But you not thinking about what you're saying, not, reflecting on your behavior, not changing your behavior, that's not goblin mode. That's being a child. Let's talk about the crew.
Is it even really being a child, or is it just being funny? I don't know. He's being funny.
Been put in the worst working environment that you possibly can be for a fucking podcast.
Listen, I disagree. I think that those people are extremely well off. I think those people have a great job.
Crew member has it bad. To be around Ethan, period, would be a nightmare right now.
I'm standing by every fucking syllable of that, okay? What she did was abhorrent. And by the way,
Just don't. Listen, your critique of her is correct. It's just, people are sensitive about women being called that word, and so.
like, how pathetic are you? You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm not assuming his pronouns, and fuck all these people.
Oh, that was about Bo Blacks. Dude, we got Bo Blacks. A Bo Blacks reference? Yeah, this was before the content nuke. They talked about Bo Blacks because what's her name? That the other girl on the show was wrong about Bo Blacks' preferred pronouns. Bro, Bo Blacks mention.
No, and I'm not yelling at you. I'm just Kelly is a black woman, right?
Cut.
Yes.
Maziel is a
Dude, that would have been actually an incredibly funny button moment. Kelly is a black woman. We're having technical difficulties. all right.
Oh, Dan, come on. You're being such a buzzkill.
That's funny.
Yeah, I didn't know Korean. I asked if Koreans are POs. God.
Dan's in the bathroom. Let's just not do this right now.
I asked if Korean people are POCs.
The one time the button didn't work and we listened to how he spoke to AB without thinking that the internet was going to hear it, it was rude. It was nasty.
It was rude, nasty. This guy is literally getting this talking point from Snark.
And it didn't have this caveat of like, I'm not mad at you. It was anger, and it was uncalled for.
Anger.
They get
Bro, he's 100% getting this shit from Snark. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Yeah, this was a main talking point that was prevalent on Snark when this video came out. What Ethan said is like, hey, I understand that you guys like made this thing for us, but we have to go. It's like, it's getting to the end of the stream.
cover most of it.
We're doing it.
What are you
Making it
doing?
so awkward and terrible.
I'm sorry, I'm not.
Just like this is what I'm talking about when it's always like.
We need to get home for our kids.
It's like, bro.
Oh no, I didn't want to finish it right now. I was just talking about finishing Wednesday.
On Friday, maybe. Is it?
You guys, like...
All right, I'm taking my hand off the.
It genuinely wasn't that bad. Like, am I crazy for thinking that that's not what Ethan said? Abhorrent and terrible?
I'm not mad at rude. It was nasty.
Rude,
without
nasty?
thinking that the end didn't work, and we listened to how he spoke to AB without thinking that
Rude
the internet
and
was
nasty.
going to hear it. It was rude. It was nasty, and it didn't have this caveat of like, I'm not
Rude and
Like,
nasty.
This is what I'm talking about when it's always like.
We need to get home for our kids.
It's like, bro.
Oh no, I didn't want to finish it right now. I just thought about finishing Wednesday.
On Friday. Maybe. Is it?
You guys, like.
All right, I'm taking my hand off the.
How was any of that rude and nasty? I might be a bit callous, but like as a boss, you sometimes have to be callous.
What? Okay, well.
Heard all that.
Thanks, button.
And he didn't want to take accountability for it. He immediately wanted to deflect, and he wanted to say that the button fucked him.
I mean, yeah, like
First of all, I appreciate.
he didn't do anything wrong. He was maybe a bit callous with his employee,
the
but
hard work.
like
I know you do.
And I loved it, and I really enjoy it. But it's like every time we do it, it's like the show is what it is, and
I know.
it makes it.
I was being selfish.
No, dude, that button me, dude.
like what? How is any of this rude and nasty?
Can you imagine that button me over like that?
The button fucked you? AB fucked you? Who fucked you? You fucked yourself by being an asshole. He makes it seem
How
like
is he an asshole? Am I wrong that these people are just so sensitive? Like
he's not a tyrant of a boss?
a tyrant of a boss?
Doing it.
What are
Making
you
it
doing?
So awkward and terrible. I appreciate the hard work.
I know you do.
And I loved it, and I really enjoy it.
Dan, his producer, is constantly clarifying things on the air and making it clear that what Ethan said was a joke. Ethan is being overly defensive, or he's saying things that are like not true and he's exaggerating.
Dan is 100% the Tard Wrangler.
People saw that. They thought that that was what you searched to
I did
pull
not
up that
type
photo. So I'm just clarifying.
Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate you doing that. God forbid.
What's okay because I buttoned it.
Why?
Because
it's not that big of a deal, man.
just
Like,
your
how
inability to.
No. Hold on, Dan. How does it change anything? People knowing that we did it.
It's fun when it's a surprise.
Okay, well,
Well, you just asked how it changed
Surprise
things.
them on your show.
Okay, all right.
You know, I understand that that's his role, and he's, you know, Ethan's made that his job, or Dan's made it his job. Ethan leans on it so heavily, in the same way that he leans on the button. Ethan is leaning on all of these people to be adults and look after his behavior and give all of this.
He's leaning on Dan? I wouldn't even argue that he's leaning on Dan. Dan is like... I could kind of see that. I could see the criticism if he's leaning on the button too much.
This
I could see that
emotional
criticism.
and empathetic energy for Ethan, but Ethan refuses to give it.
That is the one piece of criticism that I did give Ethan a lot back when I was covering him a few weeks ago, is that he needs to be extremely tactful. He knows that snarkers are going to like F his day up if he misspeaks one time. And he has all of these precautions in the way, but yet it doesn't help him, right? He doesn't do anything. He doesn't take that information. He doesn't change the way that he speaks into being more tactful, right? That's been my criticism. I'm still rocking with that. I think that this video is kind of unwarranted, and this looks extremely like a backstab because, oh man, just another video to add to the hit pieces against H3.
It back to them.
1 million years of H3 content nukes. 1 million
Also,
years
let's talk about
of
AB and
H3
Lena,
criticism
two Lebanese
videos.
employees, and you just continue to talk about the conflict like they don't exist. It would be nicer, a lot nicer, for you to shut the fuck up about it. You're allowed to do that.
Hezbollah in Syria alone killed double that much. All right, I'm going to move on. I just want to play Hassan talking about bad empanada.
Ethan doesn't want to change, and he wants to bring the entire crew down with him.
Again, not
Because
saying
he's
anything. Not
putting
saying
them in
anything
this
about
position
IP
every
shit.
day, right? But it's more important that he gets this shit off his chest.
It's also weird how like Ian is 100% willing and able to like use AB and Lena for their race or their like for being Lebanese or whatever, but Ethan isn't able to do that when she was friends with Adam McIntyre. He's kind of like using that same point against Ethan. So then you'd have to like accept that point from Ethan as being like, hey, I'm kind of defending you, like your friend was doing something shitty. And now he's kind of like using their I'm lost. I'm fucking lost, bro.
It's more important
I'm actually
that he
lost.
dumps We're all familiar with Goblin Mode. Well, Ethan debuted a new mode recently.
And by the way, my ratio is pretty good.
This
Like,
isn't this isn't recent. This is like 3 years old.
I'm looking at like 20 goblin modes to one too far. Demon mode, let's call it.
Demon mode.
What makes Demon Mode different than Goblin Mode is goblins aren't really like an intimidating, powerful force. If the goblin is persistent, it can get what it wants.
When I'm done with the other one, the big one that's dropping probably
Goblin
next
mode
week,
is really fun
my
here.
full attention is going to you, George. Like the Eye of Sauron. I see you. I see.
Bro, to be fair, do you know about the shit Bad Empanada has like said? I listen, that's a whole ass rabbit hole right there. Bad Empanada is he's what is he? He's the Brit Bong of the left. That's what I've heard people claim him as. I'm at space.
See you out there, you fucking cockroach.
Ethan, the reason the internet got behind you when you were being sued by Matt Haas or when you were being sued by Ryan Kavanaugh is because people saw you as the underdog. They saw you as the guy who's defending the common man.
I'm suing and I cannot wait.
I saw you as the underdog, as the common man. Totally not as like it was extremely unjustifiable what the defendant is doing, or the person who's accusing him or like suing him for, right? It's just because he's the victim in this. Because that's what he means. It's because Ryan Kavanaugh and Matt Haas both sued Ethan, so people on the internet automatically love victims. Right, totally. And instead, like, no, dude. No, the reason why people were supportive of Ethan during the Matt Haas thing, not really much about Brian Kavanaugh, I don't know much about him, but the Matt Haas, was because it was extremely unjustified as to why Matt Haas copy striked or took down the video or something like that. Right? It was 100% a fair use transformative work. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that now. That's why a lot of people who you wouldn't even expect to like come out of the fucking woodwork like defended Ethan for the Giardia and like having CPS called on him. They didn't do it because he's a victim. They did it because it's unjustified. Like the level of severity has increased like tenfold. And for the lawsuit against Noah Samson, yeah, I it makes me think that like Noah Samson is a deranged individual who has this soy boy fucking demeanor, right? That's how he gets away with it. He doesn't act like the shit that he's saying isn't deranged, but like in his video about YouTubers who backed a genocide, he told people to fucking start rioting and like know where your politicians live. He's also like backed Bad Empanada a lot. He also like perpetuated false pedophile accusations against like Chud Logic. He's just a fucking he accused another person of like doxing. He accuses so many people of like heinous shit. And so yeah, I kind of want to see him get his shit pushed in. I don't like Noah Samson. So I think the lawsuit is funny.
For you guys to read it. At the moment, we are writing 3 complaints for 3 people.
You are doing the classic rich asshole thing. You have a deficit of friends, you have a surplus of enemies. You feel really bad, you feel hurt. But you also have a surplus of money. So what can you do? You can use that money to bully and intimidate people.
Bully and intimidate. I could probably see intimidate. I could definitely see intimidate. But bully? I think bully is completely false there. Bully is so false there because, like, Noah swung first. That's the thing. Noah swung first. And he has the backing of Hassan's fucking lawyer. Hassan is paying for legal for Noah Samson because he's his lapdog, right?
Public legal threats that you're making to fellow creators, these legal threats that you're making to people on Reddit, on Twitter, you're like, I'm hurt. These people are hurting me. What do I do to stop it? There's nothing I can do to stop it. I'm powerless. No, you have a ton of power. You have a ton of options. You have a ton of choice. That's exactly what you get for being filthy rich, is you can do all of...
You know, it's very rich coming from iDubbbz, who spent all of his money on Creator Clash and lost it all. iDubbbz is also probably like a millionaire. Looking at his like view count, yeah, he's probably a millionaire as well. So it's just, my millionaire is worse than your millionaire.
Of these things.
I've never want to sue someone for defamation, but like at what point Like, at what point do you kind of fucking have to? I mean, this is like basically someone calling you a pedophile. Be like, yeah, you know, Ethan's a pedophile.
Dan Clancy or whatever, like the CEO of Twitch, and being
Pedophile. Dan KKK Clancy has a similar view of Hitler. Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi, fucking anti-Semite. There are certain things you can accuse people of that rise above to make it like actionable, which is like wrongfully accusing someone of being a pedophile.
Okay. I see his point. But yeah, all right. I see his point. How is he suing Noah? How does he want to file a lawsuit against Noah Samsen for claiming some bad thing against Ethan when Ethan's doing the same thing to Dan Clancy? I've never seen like somebody like bootleg Dan Clancy so much though. That is crazy.
Sex criminal, a murderer, shit like that. Dan Clancy now, in other words, he is a pedophile.
Jesus Christ.
You have so much less to go off of saying that than anybody has about
based
Dream.
on his looks. Just on his based on his
Well, at least you're self-aware.
That's 100% a joke. I have no evidence to conclude that he is.
One of the more notable legal threats that Ethan has sent out recently is against Noah Samsen.
Oh, God.
I have nothing but vibes to gain, and potentially your money as well.
Lol.
Don't worry if you don't have it all now. I'll garnish your wages. You're going to be living with your parents for a lot longer, buddy.
I kind
26,
of
you know
listen.
what I mean?
I think. Listen, if anybody looks like a pedophile, have you seen Noah Samsen with his mustache?
Try 46.
Noah made a video that was critical of Ethan and
Okay,
other
not
content
this
creators
photo.
when
Show the other one. Show the other photo.
talking about Israel and Palestine. I mean, the way he's talking about Noah on his podcast is so fucking creepy and weird.
Is this a new thing?
This is a new thing. This happened during the show. Upon
He's
initial
talking?
examination, it seems to check out, and it's not great for young Noah.
How is
Can I
any
say
of this
that?
creepy? How does this creepy?
Don't say it yet.
I'll say it.
So he's a rape. So, of course.
Yeah, and also I disagreed with Ethan when he brought on like the ex-partner. I thought that was pretty overstated. I think Ethan was just trying to like get as much shit as he could on Noah Samsen, and this did not hit.
This is standard. I don't know what he's accused of, so I'm not actually going to say, but
Ethan brought on a former partner
Yep,
of Noah.
I might have to agree with him on
basically
this
just
point.
Shit talk him and say that he's a bad partner, but that's all that Ethan was able to extract out of it.
you are not
This
accusing
this
him
was a major L for Ethan. I agree.
of committing any crimes or doing R-word or anything like that. The accusation is that he's a sleaze.
Absolutely. Noah
Yeah.
Samsen, as far as I know, is not a rapist.
Fuck you to Noah Samsen, who's not just a liar and a scumbag, but also a creep, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Now let's talk about the left-leaning Democrat.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things.
The thing that made me start to question Ethan's intentions is that when he was suggested to talk to Sam Xitter, a fellow progressive, a guy that Ethan respects and looks up to.
He works with Sam Xitter at the Majority Report. I respect him and what they do there.
He kept saying that it was racist or anti-Semitic to suggest that he talked to someone who's within the same ethnic group as him.
That's why I said yesterday, like I urge
Oh, maybe I don't even need to make this point because I think he brought the Ethan clip.
Ethan to talk to Sam Xitter. There are very
The token Jew,
thoughtful,
right?
Very
Yeah.
kind anti-Zionist.
Hey,
Jews
my
out
one Jew friend. You want to talk to the other Jewish friend to try to get you on my side?
there that he could talk to. I don't think that I will be able to reach him.
What's the insinuation that I only listen to other Jewish people? You need to talk to my pre-approved list of Jews that like agree with me on everything. You know, it doesn't matter if they're Jewish, dude. It doesn't matter if they're fucking Jewish.
I think most Jews.
I don't think Jews
this
at
is
large
crazy.
view it. I don't think that is the.
In what position are you to even say that?
It's not
speak for my
motivated by
entire ethnic
myself.
group.
It's motivated
That's
by
crazy to me.
Jews against anti-Zionist
No,
Jews.
seriously, how can you speak for my entire ethnic group? I find that really interesting.
Ethan, I don't know what to fucking tell you. This is like step one
Wing
of
Jew?
having a leftist ideology is recognizing our race, religion,
Bro, this
nationality.
whole video has been a slog. It's been a fucking slog.
all this shit. All
I'm
our
going to be honest. I've lost interest probably around this point. After we got through the Uncle Dane part, I'm kind of just
As
coasting
people.
right now.
That's the reason why it'd be better served to have this conversation not with myself, but with an anti-Zionist Jewish
Yeah,
person.
literally after
does it
Dane, I
matter if
kind of
they're
just like
Jewish?
stopped caring.
Because I'm not Jewish. and
Oh!
you said in this conversation that like how
It's
can you tell
IP
me how I feel
discussion!
about the situation.
Yeah, but how is one person of representative of Jews at large? I'm just telling you how Jewish people around the world interpret that phrase.
So yes, Ethan, on occasion you might be suggested to talk to someone who has some crossover with you. It doesn't have to be your ethnicity. It could possibly be someone who shares progressive ideology.
We're gonna add the Kong. We're gonna add the Kong back when they talk about more IP discussion. We're just gonna add the Kong back in.
I think Ethan understands this concept very well. He listened
I gotta get some visual stimulation.
All
All right.
They told him that he shouldn't be calling women bitches.
This bitch is intolerable. You are such a nasty fucking bitch, Ken.
I don't know if you can call her a bitch though.
She is a bitch. She's
What
a
thing
fucking
is-
bitch. I told her, see you next Tuesday.
Listen, you have.
Curious what do Lena and Sam think about it.
I wouldn't be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't
I
this
feel
the
like-
all okay, none of it's okay argument that Ian's making right now?
It's for the girlies, Ethan. But I
So
agree.
you guys all seem to be in consensus that it's in
are.
poor form. I think to respect the women here in the room, I'm gonna have
Can
to.
Ethan ever say bitch towards woman? Yes, 66%. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Pass on
Ian being very soy right now.
The infantilization of Ethan Klein is fucking nauseating. He's not a child. He is absolutely capable of looking into.
How can I fucking do this? I have an idea to like open up some like idle game or clicker game or
Hassan,
something.
Learning about his politics.
Gotta figure out how to add Subway
interviewing,
servers.
Doing loads of things to figure out where he stands.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things. And for the first time, I noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats, not whatever this was. This comment from Hassan really started to sound some alarms in my head. I was
Now I have no
already
idea how
getting
to do this.
uncomfortable with our partnership. I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
You made how many episodes with Hassan? Like, this guy made a fucking program with the biggest mega leftist on the platform.
Mega
Now he's
leftist.
acting like he was tricked and he was incapable of figuring out what this guy's beliefs were. Bro, I didn't make the fucking leftist program. You did. You made fucking, what, 60 some odd episodes of this shit for hours talking to this guy? You didn't have a problem with any of it until, Ethan talks about being aware of Hassan's 9/11 comments and then sort of leaves it at that. Like it was just a joke. Actually, I think Ethan describes them as edgy moments or jokes.
You might remember him from such classics as...
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
Now, to be clear, I knew about all these edgy and controversial jokes
Man.
at the time we made the show together, because who am I to judge?
No, Ethan, those aren't jokes, right? When someone makes a controversial statement like that, that's not them trying to be funny. I can understand why you would conflate the two. That is someone who is extremely frustrated and passionate about a particular topic.
No way.
In this case, American imperialism. and
Oh my god. This fucking soy cuck. This fucking... Oh.
terrorism. You could have looked into that.
Oh
You could have
my
talked to Hassan
God.
a little bit more and found out what his international politics opinions are. But you wouldn't even need to do that. You can
This
look at it
fucking
online.
guy.
You're not a victim. You weren't tricked. You made 60 some odd episodes. If you didn't want to go down this route, you shouldn't have done it. But that was your fucking choice. You did it. You are an adult. When Ethan and Hila are watching Matt Lieb saying that one state doesn't represent all Jews, they
Oh
cannot
my god.
wrap their heads
Alright,
around the idea.
Donkey Kong, pulling out the Kong, pulling out the Kong, pulling it out. We're whipping out the
Telling
Kong.
you how Jewish people around the
Let's
world
go!
interpret that phrase.
We got the fucking Kong out.
person that represents all Jews, as no single state represents all Jews.
This
Let's
is another weird
go.
thing.
Oh my
Israel doesn't-
God. He's gonna-
Israel-
he's-
this
there
is
he
a lie
is.
that I see
Yeah.
people pander. They say that
Yeah,
Israel's going
let's
to
go.
war on behalf of
Let's get the
Judaism.
Kong.
They have never. I don't believe that that's ever been stated, and I don't think Israel ever explains.
Dude, how the
that
fuck
it's,
could Funky
like,
Kong be talking about this? This is crazy. Oh wait,
I
where
think
can
Israel
I put
has
him?
says
There we
it's
go.
a place where Jews
There we
can
go.
Israel's just a place Jews can go? With that slogan, we might actually have peace. You know, if
right
that's
there.
all you're defining
He's in the
Israel
background.
as is a place Jews can go. Like, sure. It sounds
No,
like
Funky
American
Kong
to
and
me.
Diddy.
Like, all right.
I don't think that Israel
Funky
said
Kong
they
and Diddy.
represent
Funky
all.
Kong and Diddy are removed from World, which sucks. Like hashtag free Diddy. Come on, guys. We got to get Diddy Kong back in the games.
Jews. I don't think that's a stance. We're
Right
like,
here.
hey, we, you know, displacing
Do it for him.
Palestinians
Yeah, do it
is
for
all
him.
Jewish people.
Do it for him. He's
Ethan
sitting
is
on the
being
cup.
so
No.
disingenuous here to suggest that he doesn't understand what Matt Lieb is saying. Like he's making a semantic argument. Like I don't think Israel has said that it represents every last Jew on the
Pull out for
planet.
Diddy?
I don't think Israel has claimed that. They're not going to say that their most genocidal behavior represents anything to do with them. Okay, but what they are going to do is they're going to inexplicably
I don't have any
link
I don't
Israel and Jewishness together.
Oh,
so
fucking-
when they're being criticized,
Dude,
all
I
of
am
a
I am
sudden,
not
they have
ready
the
for this
perfect
fucking
defense.
conversation.
Oh, another thing I need to mention.
I ignore all
There
of
was
this.
a
I
tier
sleep.
list. It was called the Who Can
Oh,
Say
okay,
Habibi
okay,
tier
okay.
list.
Let's see
It was
this.
presented at TwitchCon as like a panel that was just meant to be lighthearted and fun. And
Yeah, and
Ethan
you have
Klein
Arab at the top and Jew on the bottom. yeah.
as like a panel
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
just meant to be lighthearted
Arab,
and
the Jew
fun,
tier list.
and
Yeah.
Ethan Klein saw that, and he decided that it was anti-Semitic.
No, a lot of people saw that. It wasn't just Ethan.
Tier list them, and we're going to need your help to discuss and figure out who can say Habibi and who can't.
And also, like, we have tiers. We have Arab coded. They ask permission to say Habibi. You know, like you
And then
got, like,
Love
white guys,
Sabra,
like, "Can I say it? Is it
dude.
slow?" And then
Oh,
Love
get the
Sabra,
Kong,
which is
dude.
they're not Arab coded.
That crazy
Now, when I
Donkey
first saw this
Kong.
tier list,
Wait,
I immediately knew what it was doing. I was like,
guys,
oh, it's a play
guys,
on the
Donkey
who has
Kong's in the
N-word passage
Funky
who
Kong's in
doesn't
the
tier
Arab
list.
tier.
Granted,
Let's go.
Habibi
He's
is very
good.
different
He's
than
good.
the
He's
N-word.
Arab.
But it is a cultural word amongst Arabic-speaking people.
Let's go.
And Muslim people. Like that is a word
Also,
that's used.
fucking, he's soy for pronouncing it Muslim.
Habibi. It means
Donkey
my love.
Kong wouldn't do
no,
that.
don't do that, Habibi. Oh yes, Habibi. You're my Habibi. I'm your Habibi. So
Do you
yes,
think-
it's
I
meant
think
to be a
Funky
fun
Kong could
way
say it.
that these Arab content
Astaghfirullah.
creators can
Dude.
express their Arab culture.
Dude,
and be
Funky
proud of
Kong's
it
there
and
with
happy
them.
about
Let's
it. Because
go.
it's not like they have massive representation on the platform.
Making a tier list based on
Massive
race.
representation on the platform. Frogan has 100 viewers and is perpetuated and pushed by Twitch.
And nobody has a fucking problem with that. Okay, you have a tier list based on race. Where's the Jewish panel? Where's the Jewish panel? Where at the top it says Jewish. It's a tier list based on
There he
Arab
is.
to Jew.
There he is.
He's Arab, which is good. That's the best thing you can be on this.
Dude, I
That's
can't
the
believe
best.
Funky
This is
Kong
a
would
fu-
say
this.
this.
Is racist.
I
Can't
will
believe
say
Funky
that
Kong.
conveying
There we
information
go.
through a tier list is not the most effective thing.
Funky
but
Kong could
Ethan
say it.
should understand this principle. He did a white slurs tier list with Hassan.
Cracker.
I mean, you know what my take is.
We can't put this as an F. Cracker. I mean, that's got to be at least a D, right?
Pale face motherfucker.
Pale face. I mean, again,
If you obviously can't tell the difference between ranking races, between like a satirical slur tier list. I mean, listen. Cracker tier list is kind of funny, but Arab to Jew tier list? Come on.
I think that's an F. Hog.
So Hog is my favorite. I use it all the time.
Him and Hassan feel as though they are white guys, so they felt very comfortable talking about white slurs on their tier list.
I think I'm more white than you. What do you think?
I think I'm white. Like I'm super white.
Can you understand?
Hassan is not white, apparently. Hassan's like half Turkish or whatever. He uses the whiteness whenever he wants to say cracker.
Arabs might feel
Whoa,
comfortable talking about
I don't
Arab
have a
shit on
button.
their
I don't
tier
have a
list,
button. I'm
Ethan.
sorry.
You're the white guy. You think you're more white than Hassan.
I think I'm more white than you.
So yeah, the white guy can say all the things that he wants, like cracker. But the Arabs can't have their tier list.
I would put him also in Arab. I know Turkish
think he's
people
done
are
enough.
different.
Notice how they dropped the premise almost immediately that it's about who can say Habibi. And then it's like Hassan, okay, actually he's Arab. We fucking love him. He's dope. He's Arab.
Habibi is an Arabic word. That is an Arabic
So?
word, Ethan.
Funny about this whole thing is
Who
that
cares?
they say
That's not the
Habibi
point that he made. What?
in Israel. Again, people underestimate
That's not
just
the point
how,
he
like,
made.
mixed Israeli culture is. Like,
We say Habibi in Israel. Yes, Ethan. Another piece of evidence as to why it isn't anti-Semitic.
This is racist.
If you're not Arab or understand Arab culture at all, which is a lot of Americans, and Ethan Klein presents you this tier list and calls it anti-Semitic, you're just going to eat
Exactly.
it up.
They're
It's
not
Ethan
comparable.
is just proving his location on this tier list under Love Sabra because he doesn't understand Arab culture. There's a lot of Arabs who eat sabra. There's a lot of people like me who eat sabra. A lot of the times it's all that's in the store, and I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna eat it, but it is not the good shit. Like the average Arab American.
Yeah, that's not the
they're gonna
point.
go
The
in
sabra
store,
isn't the fucking point.
and the only option they have is fucking sabra.
Dude,
And
oh
that
my
sucks
god.
that's the only
Dude,
option,
the dog
right?
whistling, the lefty dog whistling is crazy.
Arab communities.
Yeah, sabra also means like what is it? A person living in Israel.
Distribution facilities are not widespread across the U.S. So what are they left with?
Dude,
They're
he's
left
actually
with
doing the dog
a
whistling
common,
thing. That's crazy.
Relatable, shitty hummus, which is sabra. And what's so fucking pathetic about this whole thing is after he was able to get these Arab creators banned off of Twitch for 30 days, he
Deserved.
goes on to
Deserved.
talk about how bad sabra hummus is on his show.
I don't think anybody wants to.
Because almost like sabra was a dog whistle. Because almost like sabra was a dog whistle. there.
First sabra over homemade like restaurant quality hummus.
Okay, Red.
It's what's there.
Like weirdly
there's-
fluffy.
It is fluffy.
Sabra. Weird.
Yeah.
I would buy it sometimes and eat it. It's not the best.
The problem is with Sabra, in my opinion, it's only good for the first 2 days.
White people slang tier list. White people slang tier list. All right. All right, my fellow whites. Knock it off, Buster. All right. Fellas. All right, fellas. we're gonna put that one over there. Hang on, where's the Kong? Where is he? All right. Red. Red. Oh my god. D tier, get the Kong, get the Kong. Put him, no shit. Oh fuck. Yeah, you're right. Putting Kong on there is even worse. No. How do I add? How do I add? Add a robivore. Okay. Disavow. Not TOS. Ignore. Please. Alright. We're gonna put that there and we'll make it. I was about to we'll make it blue. Actually, we'll make it like the shade of green so people just ignore it, okay? Yeah, just ignore this roll, everybody. Just ignore it. Just ignore this roll. Wait, I have an idea. All right, add a row above and say this one is the ignore roll. Okay. Boom. There we go. And now we just play like that. Perfect. Let's go. Perfect. Perfect. Let's go. Okay. All right. Whew. Dodged. Oh. I put the fucking Donkey Kong. Oh my god. All right. Knock it off, Buster. Knock it off, Buster is easily an S tier. Saying Buster as a fellow, as a white man, pulling out the Buster is fun. All right, pulling out Buster is fun. Who do you think you are? That one doesn't really have as much tact as people think it does. That's probably like a high C, low B tier for me, honestly. It's curtains for you. I've never heard this one. This one seems extremely underrated. I might actually start using this one a lot. This is an S. It's an A. It's an A. All right. I don't give a rat's ass. I don't really like that one. I'm not vibing with that one that well. You're not that guy, pal. Yeah, boy definitely has racist undertones to it. You're not that guy, pal. Pal, that's too many words. You're not that guy, pal. Yeah. Why I oughta? Easily S tier. Easy, pal. That's a solid A tier. Why I oughta 100% is S tier. Newsflash, buddy. That's an S tier. All right. Newsflash, buddy. That's an S tier. You're on thin ice. Yeah, that's an A tier right there. How do you like them apples? That's an A as well. I'd have to agree. You're barking up the wrong tree. No, I'm sorry. That's gonna be a C tier right there. The jig is up. Gang, the jig is up. And G Willikers, both of those are easily S tier. Easily S tier. B there or B square. I don't really like that one that much. You in what army? Yeah, that's probably a C. Maybe a B. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's get this show on the road. That's definitely a B. That's definitely a B here. A no more Mr. Nice Guy. That's like high A, low S in my opinion. Let's blow this popsicle stand. I unironically say that a couple of times. That's going A tier. Listen here, boy. That's going to go in the non-TOS friendly one. Or D. Non-TOS friendly or that. Don't get your blank in a twist. Can't listen. I've been told by British people that I'm not allowed to say this word. Don't get your pantaloons in a twist, all right? This one is definitely extremely British slang. It means pantalones. That's an S. Do I look like a rocket scientist to you? That's probably a B. We could do this the easy way or the hard way. That's like a B. That's a B in my opinion. I'm gonna lose my marbles. That one's bad. I don't like that one. You got a lot of nerve. That's a B. That's rich coming from you. That's great. Hey, what's the big idea? All right. Easy, easy, easy. This is a very easy tier list, you know. Ignore these at the top. Ignore these at the top, okay? Just ignore them. We don't know what they are. But well, okay. Absolutely wild. I didn't Oh my god. You see, that's funny. That's funny, right? Now, if we had like a tier list between like is invited to the cookout or loves, let's say, okay, how about this? How about we have a tier list where it's like basketball athlete at the top, right? And then yeah, let's say, yeah, you know what, let's go invited to the cookout on the top, right? And then we had loves fried chicken, right? That's the equivalent for the Arab to Jew tier list, all right? That's the equivalent. Like imagine if the roles were reversed, all type shit. Imagine if the roles were reversed type shit.
For some reason, like when you eat this Sabra shit, it just feels so much heavier.
Yeah, because it's almost. Oh, anyway, that was fun. They're talking about Sabra still. It was never a point about shitty hummus. It was always a point about like what Sabra meant as a dog whistle.
Imagine eating a whole fucking vat of Sabra. That's crazy.
Yeah. I've never liked hummus.
Oh, okay.
Well, you hate Jews then.
I don't.
And Arabs.
Yeah.
This is racist.
Yeah, it's almost like you can have a discussion about Sabra hummus being a bad hummus without it being at all related to a Jewish thing or an Israeli thing. He can have that discussion as much as he wants on his podcast because we all know his intentions aren't anti-Semitic.
This is what he did. He hit his heart hard.
Uh-huh.
The Zionism is leading to...
He really thought he cooked there. That's funny, though. He did the Elon salute, making fun of Elon, because in IDubbb's world, you can't make fun of somebody, because then you're just as bad.
Not accepting other cultures, embracing...
Which is actually like what the whole antithesis of Content Cop was. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, like, the Tana Content Cop or, like, the Leafy Content Cop. It was literally, like, dishing it back out to them. Like, the whole Leafy one was, Leafy bullies people. He calls them, retarded F slurs. So I'm gonna bully him. I'm gonna make fun of his insecurity, and I'm gonna call him a retarded F slur, right? That was the whole point of the Content Cop. It was basically, you could dish it out, but you can't take it. Tana's was like, well, you've used these words in the past. Now I'm going to use this word against you and see how you like it. It's either all okay or none of it's okay. It was never about calling Tana the N-word or whatever. It was never about that. It was showing the hypocrisy of Tana. And then for like Rice Gum, it was showing like him succumbing to like the 7 deadly sins or some shit.
Their own culture.
I gotta
instead
rewatch that
thinking
one.
That is an attack on you. There's this incident on the podcast where...
So he literally doesn't even talk about what Sabra means to these people. And he's not even going to talk about the denim stuff, saying like, why don't we have a tier lower than Love Sabra as Zionist and include Ethan? Okay, buddy.
They were reacting to Cutie Cinderella.
Dude,
and
I will stand by it. This was one of the funniest things Ethan Klein has done.
Ethan was laughing during it. So that ended up being
because
a
it was
pretty
so
important wake-up
fucking
call
unserious.
for Ethan. He made
It wasn't like, so basically what had happened is this person, Atrioc, was alt-tabbing on his stream, and then it appeared for like a frame. He went on like one of the sites where it has like AI images of girls, right? Cutie wasn't even included in this list. It was like some other streamer. But Cutie she launched a fucking stream, like doing these crocodile tears, and said that she doesn't like to be viewed that way, right? And she basically made the whole thing about herself. I'm kind of like trying to summarize 2-3-year-old drama in like a few sentences. And then I don't think he's even going to show the clip, but yeah, it was kind of very unserious what Ethan was doing, because Cutie is a fucking... Anyway. Cutie is a twitched individual, as some would say, right? He plays Chestnuts Open or Roasting Over a Fire, which is still
video
the
directed at
funniest
Cutie
thing.
Cinderella, and it was graded by a professional psychologist, Dr. Kirk Honda of Psychology in Seattle, and Ethan got an A+ rating.
In terms of a public apology, this is A+.
Ethan won't stop talking about his A+ rating.
You know he rated my apology to Cutie Cinderella a perfect score? A perfect 10.
A perfect 10 out of 10?
Literally 10 out of 10. Go back. I can teach you how
It's
to make a good
curtains for
apology.
you,
Right.
Buster.
10 out of 10.
I
Gee
know what a perfect
willikers.
apology is, lady. You fucking don't. Is my perfect apology in this PowerPoint? Dude, I got a perfect 10 out of 10. This one is actually best apology, so. Ethan Klein, you guys, oh my god.
I was trying really hard to think about...
Is that supposed to be like a bad thing? I think that's really funny.
Impactful moment during this video. Like, could I do something that would really wake Ethan up?
Ooh.
And I don't know if this came from a good place or not, but I came up with the idea of getting Ethan's grade changed from an A to a B at least. So I went to visit Psychology in Seattle. I'm not confident that Kirk will change his grade, but it's worth trying. And, you know, we might learn a thing or two.
Xander! Probably get pretty low marks. Unlike me, perfect score, 10. I said, hey, Lud, no wig drama. Why are you such a spineless coward of a person now that you've inserted yourself?
Hey, psychiatry person who, like, looked at this apology video. I'm going to show you all of these bad clips about Ethan Klein over the past, like, 6 months.
And your girlfriend
Can he change
into this
his grade?
conversation.
Okay, iDubbbz, I hear you. You're in the room with me right now. I hear you. I hear your request. I understand it. I can understand where it's coming from. And I guess have a policy that when there is a grade for an apology, I am just grading that discrete apology as I see it without taking any consideration of prior or future behavior. If you're wanting me to comment on the overall behavior or the recent behavior from the clips that you have shown me, I believe that Ethan is a good person, and that eventually he will feel sorrow and will feel sorry and will apologize, and I will be there to evaluate that apology when it happens, which I know it will.
Oh, brother!
Kind of based. But, you know, because he didn't give what iDubbbz wanted.
This guy stinks!
I do have some respect in including that part. I literally thought that the only reason he would include that part is because he would like side with him 100%. Respect to that psychiatrist. Respect to that. Respect to that segment. I do appreciate him showing him take an L.
Did not change his grade, but that's okay because this is the internet. Anyone can have their own official apology rating system. So I'm going to rate Ethan's apology a B-. That's just based on my own feelings and my own rubric. When Psychology in Seattle was watching these video clips of Ethan, he said that it looks like Ethan could just use a hug. Now, of course, it kind of pisses me off.
Crazy that the one thing that like Ethan wanted was like his friends to back him up and support him. You couldn't fucking do
Not
that.
to hear that shit.
That's so funny. That's so fucking funny that this psychiatrist who has no idea about the drama is like saying like, hey, yeah, this guy could look like he's using a hug. And then for iDubbbz to just not do any of that shit. For him just to like backstab and to make this hour fucking video hit piece on him. Instead of just being there for his friend.
Because I'm like, what are we doing?
Holy
what
shit.
We say he needs a hug? No, he doesn't need a hug. He needs a good fucking ass whooping is what he needs. I think something that's very important to me in bringing back Content Cop is to be fair.
So he's going to be bringing back Content Cop. Is this like permanent?
I think that was something that was not illustrated in previous Content Cops that I think should have been and probably wouldn't have left me with so much regret. Ethan deserves all of the criticism that he...
No, guys, it's completely justified. Ethan deserves it.
He's getting. I think
fuck
it's
this
very
guy. Fuck this guy. He's going back on his fucking laurels. Fuck this guy.
valid. But I also think, at the end of the day, we should acknowledge that he's human because he is human. And he is in a situation that's making him
Don't call it
extremely
Content Cop,
scared,
then.
paranoid, defensive, sensitive, and I'm sure other features and feelings. In the spirit of Kirk saying that it looks like Ethan could just use a hug, I have challenged some of his most powerful haters to put down the haterade and just say something nice and charitable about him because I think he deserves it.
I just wanted to say that I respect that you are genuinely yourself on the internet. I think a lot
just wait until I'm going to refresh it.
of other people respect you for it as well. I think
I don't trust any of this. I just don't believe a single word Denim says. I'm going to be honest.
That's
this
a big reason why people were drawn to your content in the first place. I think that's a lot of the reason
like
why...
I feel like these are all just going to be backhanded in some way. Maybe I'm just used to it. But I am extremely hesitant of all of this.
Your employees chose to work
That's true. She is my favorite female Twitch political streamer. She's the #1
with you over anyone else.
Ethan, I think it's
Sean the Black.
respectable that you even began this journey to leave behind the anti-SJW crowd and step into a more empathetic worldview. I know it's not easy.
Ethan Klein, I think that when you are being goofy, when you're being silly, when you are being lighthearted, and just having fun with your friends, I think that is when you're at your best. So I'd love to see more of that. That'd be sick.
I will be reading my letter.
All right, listen, I know I hate it. I was a haterade on Frogan, but she lost like a lot of her weight, and I think it's good on her.
Off because I don't want to sound robotic.
I do have to give Frogan a W. All right.
Sports for Good that I used to watch. I hope that one day gets back to what I remember. You were one of the inspirations for me to start creating content.
But also
so all this has stunk. I hope you really hear this, and I wish you the best.
I think Ethan Klein.
Dude, he wanted. Why does he look like he's? Why does he look like he's kidnapped somebody?
Rocks a buzz cut pretty good, and I think he's got a good choice of facial hair. I think it's really
Bro, this is like this. You don't want to see this ever.
what he did 8 years ago, fighting that frivolous lawsuit. That was pretty fucked up, and fighting it, he changed YouTube for the better, and I thought that was cool because I thought it was like he was fighting for free speech.
I also see the dynamic of Ethan and Neil. I'm like, fuck, like, it's really hard to be a couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like if you come to their defense, if that doesn't always help them, right? Sometimes that makes it worse for them.
And I have been kind of slipping into a very unhealthy place where it's gotten worse and worse, and I get criticized more and more, and I get more defensive and more hold up, a feeling of almost infallibility that I could take anything on. It led me to make a lot of mistakes, and then
This
when I was
ending
criticized
doesn't
for those
fit for,
mistakes,
like, the
then I
rest of
would
the video.
act extremely defensive and nasty and not really processing them in a healthy way.
Also, I want to point out he was not able to get Hassan to say something nice about Ethan. I just want to let that sink in. He was not able to give Hassan he was not able to make Hassan say something nice about Ethan.
Destination, the beach is surprisingly.
Okay, 53 to 12K. Again, don't trust the return YouTube dislike. These aren't going to be extremely accurate. But yeah. The ending was like, I was trying to just fit like this weird. I feel like the ending was made. I feel like the ending was made after, and he forgot what else he put in this video. Like maybe this was actually like the timeline. Like he did all of this stuff. He talked to the psychiatry guy, and then he got like a change of heart, and then he, in the last 5 minutes of the video was, or I guess 3 minutes of the video was trying to make the video be something else than it originally was. Already, I mean, he's going back on his fucking laurels. He's backstabbing a friend who literally, as even the psychiatrist was saying, just needed a hug. Just wanted a hug, right? And he couldn't do that. Instead, he makes a fucking hour-long hit piece video and then tries to like sweeten it, be like, guys, be nice to Ethan at the end. This doesn't fit him. It doesn't fit him at all. But yeah, I'm still upset and I'm annoyed that it wasn't about Sam Hyde. I'm genuinely seething. I'm frustrated. I'm upset. I'm angry that it wasn't about Sam Hyde. I put in the fucking work yesterday. Why would he fucking release it on Sam Hyde's 40th birthday? Of all days, he didn't release it on Sam Hyde's birthday. What a fucking loser. What a loser. Anyway. Yeah, that's gonna be it. I will probably end up watching a bunch of other people's like reactions. The Content Cop review, Idubbbz Content Cop. Fucking Chud missed out. Aw, damn, Chud missed out on it. Well, that's gonna be fucking tomorrow. Yeah, this is gonna be fun to watch. This is gonna be fun to get into. So, anyway, I think that's probably a good place to end stream. I don't have any time for a run. Don't really. I think that's a good place to end off. I'm gonna be completely honest. That's probably a good place to end off the stream. I might come back later tonight again and do another Yakuza 6 run. So, yeah, I will let you guys know in the Discord if I do decide that. So, yeah, that's about it for me. Thank you guys for watching. We will be back Friday for another stream. Probably going to be more speedruns because that was pretty much the only drama that I've seen. I was about to go onto Twitter just to see like what the reactions are. Well, so far I see some fine stuff, but I have to be careful. I have to be careful scrolling on my For You page. It's Red Panty Night. Imagine showing this to someone in 2016. Content Cop predictions: 1 hour of Idubbbz in cop outfit, lazily roasting creator class Street Fighters and Elastic effort. Actually surprised he had it in him to be so cutthroat and ruthlessly backstabbing one of his genuine friends. Dark power of Anissa's pussy is truly a legendary thing. Nightmare blunt rotation and quality fact checking and research. Check the creators to help put this together. I didn't even check the fucking comments. Oh god. Hassan B. Denim, Sean the Black Frogan, Kirk Honda, Noah Samson, Matt Taib. This Idubbbz versus H3 Content Cop can't be real. Why is he doing a Fortnite dance with Frogan and Hassan? Yeah, I'll be the first to admit I was wrong. Not surprised he basically had help from Hassan's entire orbit. It's all. Cuck versus Jew Lamau. This video showed trust my expectations were not this high, but somehow this is worse than my wildest imagination. Dude, it's all my For You page. Everybody is fucking talking about it. Let's go. Yeah, no songs, no skits, no funny jokes beside the intro, nothing. It's sad. It's not a content cop. It's more of a commentary video. It's more of a commentary video. Well, I'll end up making an apology. I'll end up saying, yeah, I was wrong. You know what? Let's go do that right now. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, I was wrong. I'm taking the L. I don't need to add tragic. Yeah. Man, that sucks. That sucks. Anyway. So, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back Friday. Have a good evening. And, yeah. See you guys later. Bye.